Alright, folks, sorry for the little moment of downtime per se, or should I say awkward silence. We are hopping on over to our screen here. Welcome back. Dirk and the gang here with our good old D&D, Tyranny of Dragons. Oh, God, I am blanking out. I was about to say Horde of the Dragon Queen, but it's Rise of Tiamat. We're on the second arc of the Tyranny of Dragons campaign. 24 episodes in, isn't it crazy? But yes, I am here with the group currently deafened, and we'll hop in for, before we get started, I guess. I don't know. Word's tricky. Let the other people take it away. Alright.
Ears.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. Welcome back, Dirk.
Oh, damn it, I missed the best part.
Yeah, the ear bones.
Earbone.
But yeah, we went to like a Hobby Lobby one time, and they had like skeletons of like vultures, ravens, spiders, T-Rexes, raptors, and an octopus, and I'm looking at these and I'm like, some of these don't have bones, but okay, whatever.
They lied.
Have fun telling this to your kids.
How will you explain
Now
to your
I can
children
just think of an
Hobby Lobby
octopus with
is
like-
lying to them?
Now I just think of this octopus with 8 slings around its tentacles, saying, "I do too have bones." That's called Medicaid fraud. Oh crap!
Oh
cloud.
jeez. Damn. Teacher, the book is wrong. Octopus do have bones. I saw it at a store.
You failed the quiz, Timmy.
I ate octopus bones. We call it the mall calamari.
See, here's the thing. You know that this has happened before, that somebody has ordered like squid or octopus or some kind of something like that, and then tried to pull a scam of finding a bone in their food.
Yeah, I'm sure someone has.
Yeah.
You know somebody has done that.
Mm.
And
Zero shock.
I would have if anybody has that, if they have found an article about that, please send it to me. I would want to read it because that would be the funniest thing ever. Because I would love to hear how they would handle that. Just really like lean into it. Oh man, we're so sorry. Could you show us the bone? Could we identify what bone this is from the octopus?
Oh, yes.
It's the ear bone. Duh.
Say that sentence again, slowly.
I love my octopus ear.
Wait, did I actually just find it was just within 3 seconds of Google? Oh, nope, never mind. Damn, I thought I did.
Oh, well,
Worth a shot.
all right. How's everybody?
I'm ready for this.
Yes.
Feeling
Let's
good,
just say
sure.
that.
Sure, you guys are.
We are starved for some combat, I think.
And orc language.
I thought you were about to say starve for some attention.
Well, that too.
Yes.
I mean,
You don't have to
how
call them
I
out
stream
now,
every week, that's proof enough.
Yeah, getting called out so harshly.
Damn.
I'm
Yes.
trying to get more streaming in. I'm trying.
I feel.
All right then. Well, in that case, then I don't suppose there's any reason to delay any longer.
Ooh.
All right, all right.
Well, welcome everybody to another episode of Tyranny of Dragons, the Cold Blood War, Rise of Tiamat. In the background there, you can hear Adrian Von Ziegler playing on our music bot. Adrian is a wonderful person who allows people to use their music free of charge, no licensing, as long as they are credited. You can find them on YouTube, Spotify. You can also support them on Patreon. You can find their music on Bandcamp as well. So go check them out, support them. They make lovely music.
Woo!
introducing our players, we have playing Cambro, the Bearfolk Paladin and Warlock, Tazel Sixpaws.
Orcs gonna ride to fight the party.
Damn. That's...
Told you
I
it was old
appreciate
school.
that. I appreciate that. That's definitely from my childhood.
I'm starved for attention.
Playing Arai Ghul, the Tiger Folk Wizard, we have Saku Darkfang.
How durable are dead orcs?
Valid question, actually. Playing Bastion, the Wolverine Folk Barbarian Fighter, we have Dirk the Panda.
How do you pronounce it? In orc, is it or is it? Oh no, I need to really brush up on it.
This is like the Chinese Ma problem, or the Mandarin Ma problem, when it's like the word is Ma, but depending on how you inflect it, it can mean like 4 different things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
More
hoping.
than 4
I'm-
things.
I'm just imagining an orcish link. How do you say "hia" and "cha" in orc?
Playing Master Wei, the Dragonborn Sorcerer Bard, we have Yao.
Way's just silent.
Yeah. Playing Poi, the Otterlatine Rogue / Warlock, we have Cetus.
Hi.
Hi. When last we left our adventurers, Cambro, the Bearfolk Paladin, Master Wei, the Dragonborn Bard, Arai, the Tigerfolk Wizard, Bastion, the Wolverine Folk Barbarian, and Poi, the Otterlatine Rogue, our party was left reeling after the unexpected betrayal of the young Latine wizard, Pearl. While Poi struggled with the demons of his past, the others sprung into action, gathering supplies and preparing horses to ride to the Misty Forest in order to attempt to intercept Pearl and Voraldin Sunflare before they could pass the Black Dragon Mask back to the Cult of the Dragon. Despite contentious conversations and confrontations, our courageous crusaders carried on and rode their horses off southeast to the Misty Forests. On the way, Pearl contacted Poi via the Dream Spell in order to beg him to not pursue, fearing for his life. Poi refused and assured her he would not hesitate to kill her if she got in his way. Our heroes then found themselves in the Misty Forest exploring a destroyed village and determining through investigation that the Green Dragon attacked the village and then it was swarmed by elven foot soldiers for the Eldrath Veluthra. Following their directions to the surviving village Althand, our heroes happened across a trap that raised an alarm, alerting the nearby orc tribe that intruders were in their territory. We now join our heroes in the dimly lit forest as orc barbarians hunt them down.
Ooh.
So, you got a little bit of time to prepare before the orcs are on top of you. And I'm going to specify, hiding is not impossible, but
Okay,
not
that
likely
means-
the best choice.
Who says hiding's
I'll
an
be fair
option?
with you on that.
That's an option. just
Hiding is
like-
always an option. Whether it's successful or not is another thing.
Yeah, right.
Just like
So basically,
There
in
is
the
something-
distance, not very much of the distance, by the way. I would say you could probably tell from how loud it was that they're probably going to get to you within a minute.
okay. You said hiding's not impossible.
It's not impossible, but the
Okay.
likelihood of you really like avoiding them, shall we say, unlikely.
Okay.
Bet.
Okay. That's,
Great for you, but what about everyone else?
yeah,
I
mean,
mean,
everybody,
damn.
right? Well, you cast that at a higher level, don't you? You
Bet.
cast that at level
Don't
2
you?
or level 3 now. Because you're using your warlock spell slots, right?
Yeah, I don't think I have 3rd level, so I'm just gonna.
So the 2s. Okay.
Okay.
So boop. Away goes as you all just hear the sound of the orcs crying out their war cry as they rush your way, and Poi just holds up deuces and just straight up disappears.
I mean,
Of
all right.
course.
Classic.
Well,
That's
I could do
nice.
the same exact thing. I'm not gonna
Damn.
do that. I'm not gonna do that. You said a minute?
About a minute.
About a minute.
To give you an idea of where you are, you're in a narrow passage of trees at the moment. Tactically speaking, I think both you and Bastion would recognize that this is a bad spot to be in.
It is a
Uh,
horrible spot.
Further ahead, there appears to be some kind of a clearing, but even then, it doesn't look perfectly open or anything like that. So, take from that what you will.
All right. Two things that I can think of. One is if Wei's just thinking Wei things, he can just fly upwards and give air support instead. Also, he can cast invisibility on himself if necessary. However, if there is a minute, an option is to not ritual cast Lehman's tiny hut. And we'll be invulnerable inside this dome, and we can figure out something. What do people think?
I mean, the dome sounds useful.
Protection dome sounds nice. Like being protected.
I would
Yeah,
prefer that over
that'd be good. Just-
actually having to spill blood unnecessarily. And that would be something that Cambro would say to everybody. It may seem like it, but these are not. It may not seem like it, but these are not our enemies. This is not why we're here. If possible, I'd like to keep the bloodshed to a minimum.
You hear Poi's voice. He goes, okay, yeah, you take care of that. Well, I'll cheer you on.
All right. I mean, there's not time. So, given that Wei is going to cast this ASAP, make it green. I don't know.
I mean, it's dim light at the moment, so making it green would probably
Yeah.
be enough. As you just look for a spot that's not, obviously sticking out, and gather everybody in, and boop, Naaman's tiny hut. As just as you are finishing casting the spell, and the hut goes up, and the color of the exterior changes to match the area around you, you see a band of orcs come running in, all holding axes and spears and clubs. Several warriors, several what look like berserkers who are painted up in war paint at the moment, and then standing probably a solid, like most of these are like 6 feet tall at the minimum. The tallest ones you see are probably about 7 feet tall, and standing a full foot above them is an orc that looks bigger, stronger, and definitely in charge.
Ooh.
As you can see tattoos running down the right side of their face that seem to be in tribal marks. As they step forward and start looking around, as all the other orcs are like just ready, looking for whatever may have disturbed their trap. As he lets out a grunt and just moves his hand around the area, and all of the orcs fan out. And they start going through the forest, pushing at trees and bushes.
Even if they find us here, we shall be safe. However,
Now, I would like to ask, you did have horses and crags.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Mhm.
We're gonna
Well,
try
now
to keep
Crags
them
can
quiet.
be displayed. Crags can be dispelled.
Displayed.
Sorry, dispelled.
He's on a silver platter. Hi.
It's on a plinth. This is the Crags. Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm there.
But you do have 3 horses with you as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in that minute when Lehman's tiny hut was being cast, what would you do with the horses?
Cam will make a suggestion. If possible, somebody get the horses, or he might tell the horses to hang back, and he would set Crags as if he was the one that had tripped the alarm and was moving forward.
Okay.
The
Are you
hope
sure you want
is
to do that?
no. I wouldn't do that to Craig.
Oh.
I mean,
The important
I
DM
apologize,
question.
but I was, yeah. Well, once the GM asks that question, you have to stop.
That
Because
is that
what
is
this-
the this is the signal of stop and think about what you're saying.
It's the realization.
I am unfortunately, I was in the mindset of like an animal summoning, which I've done in other games. And that was the first thing that thought to my mind, oh, I'll just summon a bear and make it appear to that. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is Crags. I can't do that to Crags.
Yeah, no.
I will
not the drag.
have Crags stay with the horses and protect them.
Where are you going
Instead.
to have them though? They're going to be noticeable.
We can't, I mean, we can send them back the way that we came and just have Crags try to protect them as best as possible. Hopefully the orcs will not go that far. If they're just looking around where the alarm was triggered. But if we just have them stay there, they're going to
I mean,
do something
you don't
terrible
know
to
this
them.
is happening before they get there, so
Well, I know we've tripped the alarm. They're coming
About a
here.
minute.
You're right.
I am
I'm
incapacitated.
going to tell the horses. I'm going to tell the horses and Crags to go back the way that we came, and just get out of here temporarily. Stay together. Crags protect them. Move away and keep watch. Try to keep quiet. We will come back as soon as we can.
Okay.
That's the best idea I can come up with.
all right, that's going to mean that Crags and the horses are only going to be roughly, I believe this will be about 300 feet away. So that should be enough distance to avoid direct contact with the orcs then. Okay.
And the other hope is that the orcs will have probably bumped into the tiny hut, and their attention will have gone onto that instead, and not our steeds. So,
Well, you know what Bahamut says about hope?
Ugh.
There is no victory without hope.
But also, Bahamut sounds like
Victory
Baphomet,
without hope
so
is
how
pointless.
how trustworthy are they?
there's also no
Alright.
bravery without fear.
All right.
this
So
works.
you send the horses and Crags back down the
Mhm.
path as fast as they can go, without drawing attention. So stealthily, but still trying to move quickly.
As
you
stealthy as they
did-
can be, yeah.
Their horse isn't a bear. I don't, Anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
The tiny hut goes up. The orcs show up and start fanning out as several orc warriors and barbarians and the war chief watch and look over as they start searching the area. As there are some orcs that are not very far away from you at the moment, probably only about maybe 60 feet.
Mhm.
Currently two warriors and one of the berserkers. What do you
Mhm.
do? You can see them through the hut, however they cannot see you.
Hmm.
You said they're 60 feet away?
About 60. There's this two of them, or excuse me, three of. Yes,
Oh,
three of them are
sorry.
about 60 feet away.
Oops.
My apologies. I did not mean to click on that.
I love that spell.
Reactive blur.
We just want to show it off.
Wow, an amazing spell.
Nice. Anyway.
This comes to mind, and then it leaves.
Are they approaching?
They are moving towards your where your position is. They don't look like they are looking directly at you or anything, but the search pattern that they are taking is they are going to intercept you.
Okay. Might I mean, tiny hut does not require concentration, which is great.
Nope. You just can't leave it. That's the only problem.
Exactly. Now they're 60 feet away. If they get maybe like 50 feet in, might I be able to use Mage Hand telekinetic to pull a branch or something, make a sound, and redirect their attention to perhaps something, rustling in the distance, behind them, maybe off to an angle.
You could certainly try, I would say. That's going to involve a roll, I believe.
Would you like it to be deception, maybe?
I would like
What
you
would you
to
say?
roll your spellcasting modifier.
Spellcasting modifier. Okay.
Your spellcasting modifier, so your charisma,
Mm-hmm.
and add your proficiency, since you are proficient with magic.
Okay.
And
So
this
that'd
will be
Okay.
this will be against the orcs. See if they are convinced that is a
Okay.
because this the mage hand only has about 10 pounds or so of force that it can exert.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of picking one that is big enough to make noise, but also small enough for you to actually break it with your mage hand.
Okay. Okay. So that should be charisma plus proficiency. So here it is. Question mark. Ugh!
There are worse rolls out
True.
Mhm.
It is above 15, which is a magic DC number.
Nice. Yeah. Nice baseline.
Yeah.
All right. The Berserker, the barbarian, turns quickly and holds up its axe and starts grunting towards that area. But the other two orcs reach out and grab their hand and pull them back towards them. Bastion speaks Orcish.
I was gonna ask, can I hear, or can I
Yeah.
tell what they're saying?
As you hear one of them say, "No, that's too small. There's something big that hit those."
Internally, Bastion's thinking, oh, they think I'm big. Just off comment. It stroked his ego a little. Yes, but another thing. So go ahead, yeah. Or,
Go
wait.
ahead. Go. If you have a plan, go ahead.
I mean, it's not full on plan yet, but before I say the plan, has Bastion and the group seen the large and in charge leader?
You saw him when they approached, yes.
Okay, so
he is currently standing on a ridge, kind of overlooking everything, just seeing where everybody is and what they're searching.
okay, so he knows that we're gonna need a big man to kind of negotiate with the big man, and so noticing that, Bastion turns away and says, "Normally, I'd let you do the talking, but this guy is big. Like, do you think I should be beast mode to negotiate? I also speak orc, so like scratch his head when he says that.
You speak orc?
Yeah.
Shh.
Wait, who shushed?
A little quieter, please,
Well-
Way.
Yeah, Kimber's just shh because they're still probably making sound.
The panic.
I don't
the
know why.
panicked.
I don't know why I thought Dana actually did that. I'm like, wait, what?
No.
God said shush.
No.
When God says shush, you shush.
Look, I have control over the Discord. I could just mute you if I wanted to.
He has a point.
Yeah, sorry, that's why I interrupted, but yeah.
I'm doing this
Anyway.
for drama.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, back to it. Bastion does reply. It's like, yeah. I mean, do I want to talk to? Do I want to talk to leaders? No, but I probably have to.
Then let us make that a last resort.
So no peace mode yet.
Not yet.
No.
Can I?
If you do talk to them, tell them we do not intend to fight them, but we will defend ourselves if attacked. If you have to talk to them.
I'd rather not, but
The otter wants to do something.
yes.
Did you have something, Cetus?
I'm wondering if I can sort of tiptoe out of this orc circle.
I mean, you're invisible. You probably can.
Yeah, I wanna get behind the big guy first.
I'm worried. Okay.
Rogue's got a rogue.
Are you doing this? You want to
Yes.
do this? All right.
Are you sure about this?
Give me
Well,
a
no,
stealth
I'm not gonna.
check with
I'm not gonna attack him.
stealth check with advantage because you're invisible.
You can't see it, but I'm dancing in my chair and just going, go see this, go see it.
Thank you, advantage.
Not a religious person, but I am praying in spirit.
All right. I'm gonna roll for these two that are the two orcs and the berserker that are currently near you, just to see if they spot you.
Otters in your area fight today.
Do they detect?
As you move past the two orcs, who are still searching around, just kind of like moving their spears through some bushes, and as you cut past them, the berserker suddenly turns around unexpectedly, and she squints her eyes and points and says, "Something moving through here," in Orcish.
Huh. What do
So
I
you hear
do?
an orc yell something out that goes, "Boss report!"
I do not know what that means, but from context clues, I can assume that I have been caught.
As Bastion, you hear the berserker call out that she saw something move.
Oh fuck.
I'm just gonna stay still. Still, it's a statue. I'm not here.
I take it that was bad.
Yeah, they noticed. At least they thought.
As the berserker starts moving towards where they saw Poi or something, and without saying a word, rip their great axe back and take a swing.
Mhm.
That is an 8. They got disadvantage on this. As they miss Poi completely and just slice right through a small tree with their great axe. As it and cracks and falls over.
Poi is screaming
Better-
internally.
I'm
He
gonna
has
roll a
to.
D20. I'm gonna roll a D20. to see where it lands.
Oh, come
Oh
on.
no.
Drum roll.
Roll.
Praying already.
Fuck. I forget how you do this.
Way,
Eh?
you watch in horror
Oh,
as the
no.
tree starts moving towards the hut.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh, no.
the trunk of the tree lands just on the edge of the hut and bounces off of it and rolls away. As the two orcs see that happen, and they are going to perceive. What was that? I don't know. Must have hit a rock. All this in Orcish, of course. What'd you see? I saw something move. It was quick and it was small. I don't see anything.
Can I do something now?
Yeah, as they tried to hit something and they missed. So
this has a much further range. And he tries to do a visual distraction in the vague shape of a humanoid form.
I was going to
Flitting
ask
between
if
the
you were going to
trees.
do that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
As you concentrate and summon your dancing lights. Do you do it the full range?
Oh yeah.
Okay. As suddenly this glowing humanoid figure appears in the distance, about 120 feet away from you all, glowing bright. As the orcs look over and they see, what's that? Looks like a shiny elf. Get it! As they run after it immediately.
Okay, so
As the war chief on the ridge spots this and calls out to the other orcs to go in that direction, that something has been spotted.
Just to sell the illusion for a bit, he's going to try and move the lights between trees, as if to, in a zipping, in an evasive maneuver, before dismissing it as the orcs get closer.
All right, give me. This is going to be different. I feel this is going to be a deception check because this is about your ingenuity and not so much about the power of your spell.
All right.
thank God.
Not bad.
Ooh.
Not bad, not bad, not bad.
Way hasn't had to deceive anybody this far, so
No, I'm just like, you've been sitting on this.
he has been sitting on this entire time. Yes.
You know, you guys have a face. I mean, I'm just saying.
But
He's
we have
good at
we have
his
like 4
job.
faces.
That is
It's
true,
fine.
actually.
Actually, he's been deceiving something this entire time, but that's okay.
Ooh.
That'll come up.
Yeah.
That'll come up. So as the lit figure, the glowing figure, weaves through the trees and the bushes before you have it run directly into a tree and disappear. As the orcs come to a screeching stop in the forest, and you hear one of them say, "Oh, it's a fucking dryad again."
Okay.
I mean,
bastards kind of communicate what they are saying, kind of being kind of like the teleprop translator to them, noting all this.
As just like pointing, just like a little play-by-play with them.
Yeah.
Uh,
Color commentator.
As the orcs call up to the war chief and tell them that it was another one of them dryad things. As the war chief looks annoyed and then looks around and says, "One more sweep, and then we're going back to the camp."
Okay, one more. One more sweep. One more sweep. We should be fine. We should be fine. Muttering to himself.
If anyone else has more ideas, now would be a great time.
None I can think of. Sorry.
Nothing from me, sad.
Cetus is, or Poi is still outside of the dome, I think, at the moment, being
I'm
invisible.
still invisible. I'm still reeling from the great axe, but they're all
I
not
like to
focused on
imagine
me.
that like Poi is just like up against the tree that got cut, and the cut mark is like just like a couple of inches above his head.
Silently hyperventilating.
Yeah, and all you've heard is just orcs talking in orc. You don't speak orc, and you're not close enough to Bastion to get a translation.
Bastion's just hoping that he's like, wherever the hell he is, he better not have. He's fine, right? He's fine. I'm sure he's fine.
So anything you want to do, Poi, while you're in that position?
Well, if they're not on me, what can I do? What can I do without making things worse?
That is a valid question.
I mean, I can do a lot, but will it make it worse?
I mean, sometimes the dice just hate you, so sometimes you
I
just gotta
know,
try.
but like, okay. Do we want to deal? Do we have time? Poi's like thinking to himself, I do not have time to deal with this. I need. He's like really impatient. He doesn't want to deal with this. Where are the horses at right now?
About 300
Far.
feet away from you all.
Okay, so they're safe. Presume at this
They are
moment.
300
Presumably.
feet away from you.
Is that
Presumably.
a lot of feet? I'm
Yes.
just kidding. Anyways,
God damn it.
what can I do to? Okay, so am I like facing away from the like? If I were to make a distraction right now, would the attention be directed towards the horses or away from the horses? Like my general direction.
If you were to make a scene in that position that you're at, I would say that the horses would not be in danger.
Okay.
They don't seem to be aware that there are any horses or anything else that might be in the area. They just know that something set off their trap, and now they're just checking to see if it may have just been the dryad, but you don't know that.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to continue to step back a bit, try to like. I don't want them noticing horses though. That would be really bad. I'm gonna step back a bit. Can I take a stick? Like, can I take something off the ground? Like, is there anything on the ground?
There are plenty of sticks available to you. You are in the forest.
I'm gonna take a stick and I'm gonna throw it in the other direction so it hits and maybe they'll look over there.
Okay. Go ahead and
Make a stick roll.
we'll call it deception in this case, because you are throwing an object that is big enough for you to actually heft.
All right.
So making it loud enough that it's believable.
Okay. My
is
stick
working out.
skills.
These orcs. Not a great start. We haven't broke double digits yet.
Oh my god.
Perfect. Maybe.
The highest roll was a 7.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So does that mean they win?
As
Joel.
they hear something cracking and rattling through the trees and the bushes in the opposite direction that you were coming from, and several orcs call out that there's something over there, and they start rushing in that direction.
Can- Can I help sell this illusion a little bit more?
How would you like to do that?
How far away is it? Firstly, how far away did he throw?
I'm going to say it's at the max of the throwing range, so 60 feet.
How accurate is their distance estimation from hearing? All right.
Squinting so hard at my microphone, trying to figure out how to answer that.
The answer. Okay. So the plan is
How well do orcs hear?
to use minor illusion and make the sound of like a deer or an elk braying, and then the sound of like rustling through the underbrush getting away.
I mean, you can only make it from 30 feet. So
Which is why
it's
I'm
going
asking.
to originate. It would. Well, the thing is that the sound would originate from that location.
How smart?
How far away are they?
So if you're making that sound from at the max of the range of 30 feet, Poi has thrown 30 feet beyond that.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm wondering like how far away they are, because that distance of 30 feet, if they are, say, for example, 120 feet away in like a completely other direction, might be hard to triangulate from that distance.
I mean, they'll
But-
have a chance to listen, so they'll have the chance to
True.
figure it out. So it's up to their roles. I mean, I can't
That's
say with any
true.
certainty how that's going to go.
Oh, that's true. I'll wait on that.
Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to try to help sell this, or just let it fly?
I'm letting it fly.
I can't
There
do
you
it.
go.
Okay.
Still have they all passed?
They they were not near you because they had run off in a different direction to go chase the glowing thing that you saw.
Okay.
And then you
I'm
threw the
gonna-
stick 60 feet away from where you are currently.
Shit. I'm gonna rush over to the cube, the igloo,
The dome.
the dome, and I'm going to whisper, "Get on the horses now. We gotta run. We gotta skedaddle."
Does anyone respond
Okay.
to that?
Does anybody have a response to that?
Camber will put his hand out and just say, "Let's wait. The horses are far away. We won't be able to get there quietly. Not all of us."
What do you mean? What do you mean, wait? What are we waiting for? They're gonna come.
I don't think they're coming towards us. Something happened over there, and they're investigating.
As you all sit quietly, the sound of orcs moving through the forest around you. As you all try to stay very, very quiet. I would like all of you to roll stealth. This is a group check. I'm going to say everybody has advantage in this situation because you're all either invisible or in the hut, which is also
Yay.
invisible.
Wow, I get to roll
Wow.
normally.
Wow.
Oh, 26. Damn, okay.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
that's a normal roll.
Have
Yeah,
you
you get to roll
whatever.
just the. Yeah, you just get to
Just
roll
do the
that
first one.
normal roll. So 10.
So
Same with
normal roll for me.
Yep.
Normal roll for me.
23.
I got a okay. I have my padded plate armor on today, I guess.
The exertion of having thrown out a couple of quick spells as well as holding the tiny hut is a little bit more of a concentration effort for Wei. Everybody else, however, just freezes in place. Arai becomes a goddamn corpse. Just
I mean, appropriate.
Actual
Not
corpse.
moving, not breathing, nothing. It is the perfect. It's almost as if he cast Feign Death.
Why wasn't Araya possum? Anyway.
God damn, that would make sense.
That would be so good for a necromancer. That would be good. But as you all sit very quietly, watching as the orcs move past you, there's a couple of moments where you think maybe that they have seen something or sensed something, but they just keep moving until the war chief calls out, "All right, looks like it was just one of them fey creatures. We're gonna go ahead and head back to the camp. But I want you lot," as he points over to a group, "keep out here, keep searching, see if maybe there's a wounded animal that we could perhaps get and take back for food." As they all call out, "Oh!" and start moving into the woods as the others group begins to move back the way they came, seemingly towards their camp. So now you have a much smaller group of orcs in the area instead of a whole warband.
Yay.
Well, that's an improvement.
Are they still combing the area? Are they still searching for us?
They are, but they're not in your immediate vicinity. They seem to be moving in a different direction, away from you. It does appear to be perpendicular to where you need to go, but it would seem that they have not. That you may have gotten away with it.
As soon as they're far away enough that Cam feels comfortable, he looks to everybody. If we are going to leave, now is the time.
A quick question before that. Are they going in the direction towards the horses?
No.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
Okay.
All of your mounts are far away. We must backtrack if you wish, or we can dispatch them if to risk the ire of the Orcish tribe.
I feel like dispatching them will incite more ire.
That is what I said. We
But
will
I know
I would
risk
prefer. I prefer not to fight if possible.
Same.
Let's just leave.
Yes, we're not here for these orc fellas. We're here for something else. So get out of here. They're irrelevant.
Right.
It's weird, but I agree with Poi.
Boy doesn't even respond. He just marches off. Well, not marching, but like he.
Okay.
Dum, dum, dum.
So are we going back to get the horses?
Yeah, I
right.
think so.
Alright, let's backtrack a little.
As you all take a few minutes to backtrack. Krags is done as instructed, and has moved back and has held the horses in a position. As Krags sees you all approaching, "Hey, buddy."
I'm glad you're safe, Craigs. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Like, you get that taken care of?
We didn't want to fight them, and we didn't want to risk you and the horses, so
Well, I think they'll
managed-
appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you helping, my friend. And once we're all together at this point, let's get going the other way. But let's get back on our pathway that we need to, trying to skirt the orcs if at all possible.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Alright.
turns to Wei and he smiles. It's good thinking on the dome. Well done.
Hmm. That's all he says.
All right, let's mount up then.
Right. As you all keep moving, and keeping in mind to keep an eye out for the orcs and any other possible traps
Alarms.
or alarms that may be making a point to cut the alarm that you had seen previously, so that it could not be activated again, and move past that position. After a couple of hours of travel, night sets in, and it is dark in the forest. There is no light coming in from above. The canopy has completely blocked out the moonlight and the starlight, so it is just about pitch black. Those of you who have dark vision, you are able to see up to a point, but even after that point, it is very difficult.
Devil sight unaffected?
Up to your normal range.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing magical about it. It's just you're in an area where normal amounts of light don't get in anyway because of the thick canopy of the forest.
Right.
So there's nothing mystical about it.
I can see it as if it were. Right. I can see normally. Is the point?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've
I
had
also-
our
I'm also-
obligatory dark vision discussion, as is constant for all D&D games.
Yep.
I'm also. It's been 2 hours since we've gone, and I know that dome is still there, and I'm just in the back of my mind thinking how funny it would be if they eventually found the dome and started whacking on it.
The dome is not there.
Yeah, the dome disappears actually as soon as Wei leaves it.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's right. Dang it.
Yeah.
Well, I
The
still
caster
thought that
has to
was
stay
funny.
within it. Yeah. That would be funny. But that's not what happens.
Good.
As you get to a point where it is dark and is probably a good idea to get some rest.
Wait.
Dome.
Okay, that you can. That's answers my question quite well.
Right, gnome. Well, yeah.
Dome.
Just for effect, just so that he can see his ritual, he occasionally has these dancing lights, like blue flames, just circling around him while he continues to cast Lehman's tiny hut as a ritual.
I'll do a
Dome.
produce flame. I'll do a produce flame to act like a little torch around Wei so that he can focus on his ritual.
Produce flame.
Produce flame.
Produce forest fire.
Oh no.
Hey, if it starts, only we can stop it.
Oh god.
The irony of a bear starting a forest
I
fire.
was just thinking that.
I was waiting for that to kick in.
Oh, he's the polar bear. Not the grizzly.
It's true.
Still a bear.
They're just rivals. One causes forest fires, the other prevents them.
Somewhere there's a brown bear up in the polar flows, like chipping away at the ice. Is like, burn down my forest, damn you! Well, here you go.
Oh yeah.
just a grizzly standing there on an ice floe with like a hairdryer, just me. Son of a
Magic
bitch! I'm gonna
hairdryer.
get him for this. All right, so setting up camp with the hut and everything. For food wise, of course, you have rations, but you also have good berry.
Yeah, we'll
There's
do
so
my
many
good berry
berries.
before the night is through and feed everybody and the horses too, and Crags.
Whether you like it or
Da
not.
bear.
don't have to take a good berry. You know, if you don't want a good berry.
Stuffs it into your
Hey,
mouth. Just.
He just puts it on his palm and he just like flicks it in everyone's muzzle. Just.
All right. So, watch order.
Or I can take first.
I'll take second.
Guess I'll take third.
Last.
I'll take fourth.
Okay.
I'd also like to use a ritual cast of alarm.
Sure thing.
Especially like in between where we are and where the orcs were, I'd like to put the alarm spell. Wait a minute, what's the range? What's the area of that? Let me.
Do you
There
have
it
the
is.
ability to cast ritually?
This was only available by ritual, I think. I've got the ritual tag on it. Oh, I may not be able to do that because I need like.
You
a
may not be
feat
able
or
to cast
something
it
for that.
ritually because warlocks.
Then I will just cast.
cannot.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will.
paladins
spend
can't
a,
ritual cast, nor can warlocks. So
I will spend a spell slot to cast
Okay.
that then.
got it. All right, easily done.
Okay.
Don't feel bad. Sorcerers can't ritual cast either,
No worries. No worries.
which is probably the meanest thing that has happened to sorcerers in all of 5e.
I would agree with that. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll have the horses and everything around the cube or the dome, and I'll have the alarm encompass both the cube and or the dome and the animals.
Cool. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, we'll do it that way.
All right. You're able to enclose it and get an area around everybody, and good to go.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
What kind of alarm are you setting?
It will be a audible alarm
Oh.
that will. It's not a mental alarm that I can't do a mental alarm that does it to everybody, right? I would either be
just
a
you.
mental just to me. Okay, yeah, then let's make it an audible alarm.
Okay. Just remember what that does. Sound of a handbell for 10 seconds within 60 feet.
That's fine.
So if that
It
alarm
will
goes
let-
off, that, yeah.
Yep.
Alrighty. As everybody is fed and beds down, let's go ahead and have Arai give me a perception check.
Oh, come on. No.
13.
As you you don't have to exit the dome, thankfully. You can just kind of sit around everybody and just kind of look out around it.
Mhm.
But even then, even with your eyes, it's still so dark out there. And it's kind of creepy, but at the same time, it's, I don't know, it's still, it's soothing.
Relaxing.
Yeah, you can hear the sound of animals moving through the forest around you, like all the nocturnal creatures that move through. It's you know, exciting. There's a lot of life around here.
Ah. Okay.
All right. As you go to wake Cam.
You'll just
Cam's gonna take
lightly
a
tap on the
few
shoulder.
minutes. Yep. Thanks. Got it. He's gonna take a little bit of time to try to quietly put on his plate armor. And once he's done with that, he'll go ahead and be a sentry.
And Arai dead asleep.
Dead asleep. Damn.
And Arai's dead.
Oh no, Arai's dead.
Asleep.
Whoa.
Oh well.
Can you believe that
that's
Arai is dead? Asleep?
fine.
Chad, is this real?
Go ahead and have Cam roll perception for me.
Okay.
Mods, can we wake that guy?
Please ping.
22. Okay. Cam, with your Devil's Sight, you were able to see much further and much clearer than everybody else. And looking out into the distance, you can see actually some of the animals that are moving through the woods. In fact, you can see little rodent creatures, some raccoons. You do see what looks like a coyote as well that seems to be moving through with a group of other animals as well, just kind of like hunting them or like staying close to them to get a chance to pick one off maybe. As you keep an eye out looking around, and you don't see anything untoward coming towards you or anywhere around you. Seems like you are in the clear.
Okay. I, while trying to kind of like hold on to the pieces of my plate armor, I used its cast off feature, and it just into my arms, so that I don't have to spend 10 minutes undoing everything. And then I carry it back into the dome, and I gently jostle Bastion awake. It's your turn, friend.
Okay, alright.
He's gonna be the first to see Nightmare Eyes pressing its face against like the glass of the dome and like staring at everyone.
Oh no.
Look, yeah, nobody likes it when they give away the secret to the.
Got him.
Spoilers.
That'd be funny. Anyway, let me get a perception check from Bastion.
Okay.
I don't think it's that kind of campaign.
There's something a little unsettling about this place now that you're here in the middle of the darkness in this area that you know that there is an orc tribe not too far away. It kind of has you on edge, and your senses are kind of picked up at the moment. Every little twig snap and rustle, your head is turning to it real quick just to see if it's a threat that you have to assess. As you feel like the beast within is also on edge, being in this place.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't help but wonder if perhaps that might be related to the dragon.
Right. God, I hope it's not here. But if it is, what if they got away? Just like all the different questions are just rolling in his head right now. It's kind of distracting him.
As you're in a deep thought, you see something flit right across your field of view, right outside of the dome.
Oh fuck. Just. It can't be anything.
As you settle in, knowing that the dome cannot be penetrated from the outside, which means you're safe.
Good, thanks.
Right? That's how magic works, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll protect us. Big protecty dome. We can't get hurt.
That's as you spend the rest of your watch thinking about, well, what if it doesn't do that? But then it comes time for you to wake Poi.
Still a bit on edge. His jostle for Poi, like awake, is a little bit stiffer, so you could maybe jostle him a little harder than expected. Wake him up.
Pushes him hard enough to roll him over.
Yeah. Your turn. Poi. It's your turn. It's your shift. Your turn.
Yeah. Okay. Poi looks a little on edge too.
Yeah.
Because the last time he went to sleep,
Yeah, good
gonna,
dreams.
Yeah. Not the best
Poi's gonna
time.
go out. He's gonna look It's gonna look. It's going to do some contemplation.
Give me a perception check.
A perception check.
Oh wait, normal. 24.
26. We take the first number. So 26. As you look out, even with things on your mind, your, for lack of a better word, training has shown you how to be vigilant while still able to ruminate on watch. And as you watch several small creatures move past the dome, a couple of times what looks like a bird actually kind of flies a little close to it, like an owl swoops over top, but nothing seems to bother you. As the sun starts to rise and peek through the canopy, and what was once dark starts to turn dim as the sun is rising, and you have successfully completed a long rest.
Ha.
Yay.
Including
Anybody who needs to prepare spells, do so.
I recover my invisibility.
I got my good berry back.
Yay.
I would say, Wei, you would be able to tell that you will probably reach Altand based on the directions that you received, probably within a few hours if you were to head out.
He lets everyone know this information.
Okay.
Good to know. We're getting closer.
Indeed, let's pack up and move then. No need to stay around.
All right. What's your marching order?
Middle.
Guess I do the same thing we were doing before.
I'd like to make a suggestion.
Hmm?
Cam goes in the middle,
Oh.
Fine.
and the reason
Okay.
being is because of his aura. Is a 10-foot aura from where he is. If he's in the middle, he'll get everybody.
Okay.
Assuming we're still doing a single file.
Yes.
And is that correct, Dana, my presumption?
Yes.
Okay. But if it's more important for someone to be in the middle, he'll relent. It'll just...
So, Bastion leading,
I was
Then,
thinking. Yep.
Wei, or...
Here's my compromise. Cam can be in the
wanna-
middle. Away
Mhm.
can be 5 feet above Cam.
He just looks up and there's like dragging
Alright.
right above him. Okay.
I was
Poke
sitting
the
here
attic.
looking at your reactive, looking at it, and just thinking like he's going to talk about flying.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And I was
Love
like, I knew
flying.
this will come up. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, there you go.
I did say you have about 30 feet of clearance, so
It's generous.
that's-
you.
I was thinking about what a forest might have. So yeah, it seemed appropriate to me.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be behind Cam.
Boy, you taking up the
I
rear.
guess that's the point.
Yep.
Okay. So, as you all move forward on your horses and crags and on sword, respectively, keeping an eye out for this village, knowing that it is, if it is like the one you saw previously, it will likely be more integrated with the forest, perhaps a little bit harder to spot as you keep moving on. Let me get perception checks from everybody.
I love perception checks.
Everyone!
I love perception.
Perception! I only got a 12.
17.
$18 for Bastion. Nice.
We're all on edge from tripping a
Mhm.
trap.
Well, luckily, with Bastion leading the front, you were able to spot more traps. However, they are not across the path this time, thankfully. However, they could be easily tripped if you were not careful. But thankfully, most of you spot these. It appears that this is more of a hunting trap rather than an alarm like the one that you tripped previously, which may have been only because you were so close to the camp. But as you move further along, Poi, as you are riding on your horse in the back, looking up, you can see through the trees what looks like a building in the tree, made out of what look like lumber and reeds. And you get the feeling that you may have found the village.
Ooh. I'm gonna signal to the rest of them. Hey, everyone, look up.
Oh.
What's up?
Look up.
Huh?
As you all see in the distance, as Poi points it out, the what looks like buildings within the trees, like a made out of lumber and reeds.
Yeah, that's a house in the trees.
So it would seem.
Is it
Any
ruined like
other
the others?
Houses? Oh yeah, that's a good point.
With those perception checks, I'm going to say Arai, you can't really see very well through the foliage. But Poi and Wei are able to see some signs of damage, of an attack. There are some spots of greenery that has been withered and died, and there are a couple of areas that seem to have taken some kind of damage, either from like a rough force or some kind of almost like probably the dragon claws maybe ripping through.
Wei notices this and says, "Hold, something is amiss." And he kind of flies upwards, gets a little closer to these structures to get some more information from them.
As you
Be
do,
careful.
you can see in not only are there buildings up in the trees, there are also some buildings on the ground as well, around those trees, and there are elves moving about. It seems that they are just going about their day. There is repairs that are being made. There are some carpenters who are currently working on a few of the buildings. There are a couple of masonry people who seem to be working on actual foundations for some of the buildings that are on the ground. It looks like it's a rebuilding effort currently.
Okay. Before Wei makes too much of a scene, he goes back to the party, says something along the lines of, "There is damage to the buildings, however, this is a thriving community. Perhaps there is something that we must learn here."
They look friendly enough. Do they look friendly enough?
Based on what Wei saw, I mean, they were just village people going about their lives, doing repair work. As far as their demeanor, couldn't really tell.
Okay, well, sorry, I want to give them a little. They might know this forest better than we do. You can ask them for anything if you so desire.
You said that there were
Christine.
buildings on the ground?
There are buildings on the ground as well as in the trees.
Okay. Can we approach some of the elves that might be there? You said there were elves
If
up
you-
there?
Yep. I mean, that's up to you
Okay.
all of how you want to do it. So you're not too far from the village. So
I
Way
think it
hangs
might
back
benefit
behind the
us to.
certificate bearer.
I pull out my certificate. I'm an official paladin. Hi. I'm the certificate bearer.
specifically, whoever had the decree
The
from
seal.
Aligarthas.
Yeah.
So
That would
the
Yeah.
prince.
probably have been Cam because he was the one I think who asked for it.
Okay.
So, Cambro will get off of Crags and approach some of the elves that might be nearby.
So as you enter the village proper, it opens up a little bit, even though the buildings and the trees are built into the trees and kind of flow seamlessly through it. There is still like a town square area, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
As you move through there, and several elves look up and see you all approaching, and they stop and they kind of point their fingers at you and whisper to each other until one of the carpenter elves walks forward, hammer in hand, and hand on his hip, as he looks at you. Hello there. Can I assist you?
Yes. We have been sent to be able to speak with you concerning what has been happening around here. Do you have somebody in charge we may speak to?
You were told of somebody to speak to, in fact. You were told to contact the priest, whose name
Oh.
was... I have it in my notes.
I'd like to speak with. I have it in my notes.
I'm going to give you a warning.
Okay, that's fair.
As that would be Llewellyn is the one you were looking for, who's a priest of Sylvanas.
We were instructed to speak with Llewellyn. Are they available?
As the elf you're speaking to, man with short brown hair, just kind of looks down, and Llewellyn didn't survive the attack. You'll want to speak with Galen, I believe. They are the ones who have taken over at this point. They're a warden. They are probably the best person to speak with at the moment.
My condolences. Can you direct us to this Galen?
As he looks up into the trees and points to a house that is built around a very sturdy oak. Says, that's his home right there.
Cambro looks around the village. We came across another village on the way here, and it was totally decimated. Seems like there's some damage, but you may have gotten lucky.
Oh, yeah, it was terrifying, honestly. We don't feel very lucky, though. What you see here is about half our number.
I see. And he will just ask, because there's like damage there, and we just need to be able to walk up of a safe pathway, because we don't want to like step on any walkways that it's going to collapse because of damage we didn't know was there.
As he motions to the
Maybe he
other
can lead
elves
us.
to carry on, as he hangs his hammer into a loop on his belt and directs you to follow him as he starts moving towards that oak tree. And as you get closer, you can see that there are these platforms that are linked up with several pulleys and ropes. Says, well, we might have to do this in waves. We're not used to people your size, and your horses will have to stay down here, of course.
Of course.
And
Oh.
your bear?
He smiles. He'll stay with the horses.
Okay. But he can get you up there one at a time, no problem.
Okay.
He was just gonna have to. I think with Bastion and Cam, he may ask them to pull on the ropes themselves because you are
Sure.
bigger than. Even though you're not in your beast mode,
Yeah.
you're still a big guy.
Oh yeah. Bit solid.
So.
I'd say.
But yes, you were all able to get up to the top level outside of Galen's residence, and the elf carpenter just kind of gives you a wave and then lowers himself back down and goes back to work with everybody else.
Cambro thanks him as he leaves, and he looks to Wei. Do you want to take discussions, or do you want to leave that to me?
I believe it would be best for you. However, I will listen.
Well, I hope so. Right. He'll go ahead and knock on the door.
As you knock on the door and you hear somebody from within, yes, come in.
Cambro will open the door. Are you Galen?
As you look inside and you can see sitting at a small desk to the corner is a kind of a shorter wood elf, has dark black hair, kind of scraggly, wearing leather armor. You can see a sword, looks like a scimitar, leaning up against the desk next to him as he's writing down on a pieces of parchment with a quill. Looks up to you. Oh, well, you're new. What are you doing in Altan?
Hello, Galen. My name is Cambro DeSalle. These are my associates. We've been sent to discuss with you about what's happened here. We do have, and he will go ahead and hold out the decree that's been given. We do have permission, as it were.
As he gets up and moves over to take your missive and look at it. The prince. That's unusual. Normally the king would sign these things.
That should still be valid, though, correct?
It quirks an eyebrow at you, and if you are here on business of the prince, I suppose.
May we come in?
Yes, please. As he opens the door for you all and allows you to enter. Entering in the room, the building itself is pretty sparse. There's a main living room and what looks like a kitchen that is attached, and then a separate room that appears to be a bedroom. As he motions for you all to find a place to sit. He doesn't have a lot of seats to offer, unfortunately.
Where he uses his sword as a floating bench.
Clever.
Rye's just gonna stay standing and lean on his staff a little bit.
I'm fine
Poise
standing.
just going to walk. Like, what can an otter do?
I mean, you see that there are two chairs, as well as the chair that is at the desk. And there does appear to
In
be
the
a
interest-
table in the kitchen as well, with a couple of chairs.
Is Galen sitting at his desk?
He sits down in one of the good chairs, actually.
Okay. if the chair would be able to handle his weight, that he might believe so. Canberra will sit down just so that he's not imposing. But if it's not going to, obviously,
Probably not.
well, okay, then he'll stand.
Yeah,
He'll
I'm,
stand.
that's what I'm.
Built to hold elves, not
Large
they're not
battles.
small people by any means, but
Yeah, fair.
they're not usually big. So
A huge bear with plate armor might be a little bit of a strain on this furniture.
Yep. But
It's not a good IKEA.
as everybody gets comfortable, and he looks at you and just kind of crosses his legs and rests his hands on his knees. Right, you had questions.
Yes, we've seen the damage that has happened here to Altan. What can you tell us? What happened?
Well, it was a drastic attack, honestly. I didn't see too much of it myself. I was trying to help organize people after the initial sightings. There were some rumors, I think, going around, but I think also people were very frightened of the whole matter, and I think some of them have gotten a little bit confused about what has occurred. But yes, the dragon did come in. The attack was actually aimed at the ground, and then several strikes against some of the upper buildings and pathways up here through. It was quick. Luckily for us, in the vicinity, it seems that there was a contingent of the Eldrath Veluthra that were in the area, and they moved in to help defend. They were able to push back the dragon and save most of the other village. We only lost about half our numbers. It was
Wait, the Eldrath Veluthra saved?
yes, Eldrath Veluthra moved in and were able to push the dragon out.
Okay. Boy doesn't know how to. He's gonna look at everyone else. Well, have you heard of a? What's it? We were just wandering through. We saw signs of another dragon attack, probably. Way over around a few days over there. He kind of explains what the town, well, the remains of the town was like. He's not going to mention the footprints, but he's going to try to like lead into that. You know what happened there? It looks kind of roughed up.
I think
I don't
Cambro
know.
made a.
Hmm?
I think Cambro had like this little map that he made, map-ish kind of thing that he had drawn out to kind of give a idea about where that was relevant to where they were, and he kind of like holds that out. This was approximately where we had found it. Kind of give support to
Straight
the
up.
boy.
Not familiar with that particular village outside of perhaps its location. Other than that, I was not aware of any other. It would seem that we were not the only ones to be attacked then. I will say it was unusual in this scenario because there was some humans wearing these black robes that were with the dragon. It seems several of the people who were fighting against ended up going up against a few of these people. Thank goodness the Eldrath Veluthra came in here. We're able to completely wipe those people out. We were able to take them out completely, thankfully.
Humans in black robes.
Yeah, so that's what it appeared. Yes, wearing some kind of masks, apparently.
Do they look like dragons?
I suppose they could have looked like dragons. You mean the people or the masks? I think they were all humans.
The masks.
Well, the masks definitely looked very draconic, I would say.
What happened to you, Ellen?
Llewellyn was eaten by the dragon. Was a terrifying scene. It happened so quickly and suddenly. I hope that he didn't suffer.
Well, he's answering that question. Wei would like to cast guidance on himself and insight on everything that has been said so far.
While he's doing that, he would Canberra would just say, "You have our condolences about you."
Now, mind you, this is you casting a spell in front of him. It's not sight, because it does have a vocal and somatic component to it.
Yeah,
that's true.
So unless you're like a sorcerer or something.
Yeah, I can just insight anyways.
Yeah, like you have insight ability, so
that's just insight. Why not?
I mean, he seems a little shaken from the whole ordeal. He's trying to remember it as best as he can, it seems. He's probably not able to fill in a lot of details because he probably didn't see a lot of it. So, you get the idea that he's telling you what he can.
Canberra, speak up. So, if I understand you correctly, the Eldrath Luthra helped prevent the dragon from doing more damage to Althand than had been done to previous facilities, correct?
Of course, yes, of course. They came rushing in when they heard the commotion, and they pushed the those humans in the robes out of the village. They were able to form a barrier, and as the dragon came about, there was this ragtag group. It was fascinating. I've never seen people like this. One of them had this very beautiful, like, purplish skin, but she stuck out her hands and shot lightning bolts into the sky at the dragon, scared it off.
See. Can you tell us, so the dragon and the robed humans departed. Do you know which way they left? They departed to?
Can't say that I know.
Would anybody in Althand have seen it? Would they know?
Well, I would say that you could probably ask, but I know that everybody is very shook up about this whole ordeal. I would worry that you would upset them.
Well, perhaps with your help, we might be able to piece together some information about that. We don't want to cause any disruption to your rebuilding.
I appreciate that, but I am far too busy to be involved in this at the moment. I have too many letters and missives that I need to send out to several people in the area just to make sure that they are aware of the issues that are happening. I'm afraid I cannot dedicate any time to your goose chase to try to figure out more information about this horrible event, because I have to deal with this horrible event.
May I do an insight check on that reaction?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm not trained in it, but here goes.
You feel like you pissed him off a little bit. You may have stepped on his toes.
Our apologies. We did not mean to disturb you as you were working. Is there somebody we might talk to then in your stead, so you are not bothered anymore?
At this point, I am the most important leader here, because I am the only one who has any semblance of authority. So, if you wish to speak with some of the people in the village, you are more than welcome to. However, please do not interrupt their efforts to repair all this damage that we have taken.
Can we lend some assistance, maybe, to the repair? Would that help?
As he looks around at you, with all due respect, it was non-elves that attacked us, and it was elves that saved us. I find myself a little bit wary at the moment. While I appreciate your seemingly altruistic desire to help, we can handle ourselves. We have survived in this forest for many generations, and we will continue to do so. Is there anything
Let's see.
else? As he starts standing up and moving towards his desk, I have many things to prepare.
Before Cambro answers, he'd like to do like a little bit of a sweep around the office. See if his eyes can pick up anything that might be out of place or suggesting that there's an ulterior motive here.
I would say either perception or investigation, really.
I would like to do perception. Oath of the Watcher.
There you go.
Ooh.
As he's moving back to the desk and you take a look around, you see 2 chairs in the sitting room, 2 chairs at the table in the kitchen. Through the door of the bedroom, you can see a large bed built for 2 people. You only see 1 person in this building.
Do you happen to have perhaps a partner that we might speak to instead of you? Somebody who might be able to assist us directly? I am seeing some evidence of 2 people in this domicile rather than just 1.
As he hangs his head, not looking at you all. My wife was one of those killed in the initial dragon attack.
So sorry.
I could not save her. I was not fast enough. I was not in position.
You have our condolences.
Thank you.
Dragon attacks come very quickly, and I'm absolutely sure you did everything that you possibly could. We're sorry for your loss. We'll leave you be then. Cambro turns to leave.
Does everybody leave?
He
Sure.
bows silently before he leaves, but he does so too.
Hoy is still thinking, why would the Eldrath Veluthra want to do that?
As
Remember, you can always ask to insight somebody if you're not sure why they would say something. Because it's not just about whether you can tell if they are lying or not. You can also tell if they are withholding things from you.
Yeah.
Or what their motivations might be for doing something. It's not specifically just lie detector.
Okay. I think the moment's a bit past now, but
I mean, I would say if you're all stepping out of that building away from him, I mean, you're basically out of earshot at the moment, so you could discuss it with everybody.
Well, before Arai, with Arai being the last one to leave the building, he'll just politely state, "We are sorry for all the loss that you've taken, but just know that our goal here is to stop more lives from any more dragon attacks. We just want to do nothing but help. And I'm pretty sure she will want that as well." And he'll just leave from that then.
If I could have you make call it a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Okay. Dead across the board.
and that's pretty funny.
Yep. Oh, I would say one other thing that you did notice, Cam, but it's not really of anything real importance, I would say, but you do spot that there is, next to the desk, is a bird cage with what looked like a raven inside it. It was a live raven.
Oh.
Probably
was
a
it
pet.
saying anything? Was it saying
No,
anything?
it was just sitting there.
Oh. Can I rewind a little bit then before I had left?
I think Cam would understand at the moment that you realized that you had pushed Galen a
Fair.
little bit. So I don't think you would have the. I don't think you would be that bold. Like Cam
Okay.
has enough awareness to know when to pull back a little bit. That being said, that window is not closed completely. Just that in this moment, perhaps not the best time.
Okay.
But as you are all outside of the house, on the platform that snakes around all of the other trees to the other buildings in the upper area.
Yeah, so we're like far away, away enough from him and
Earshot.
from anybody else. Hopefully,
Mm.
Campbell
Yeah.
would just like look around. It's obvious he's not telling us everything.
Way is side-eyeing everyone.
He's hiding something and mourning at the same time. I mean, it's not easy to lose someone you love from something like that.
I would think someone who is now in
isn't it-
charge of this damaged village that he would welcome the chance for us to be able to deal with the problem, deal with any possible future attacks, and possibly get a sort of revenge for the fallen priest and his wife. And but he just seems just dismissive.
is But I thought we. Is no one going to mention the fact that at the village we saw, which they didn't acknowledge, there was very clear signs of, military action from high elves, and yet we bring it up here. We hear that they saved them from the dragon.
No, I'm aware there's a discrepancy here, but if we had pulled that out to him, he would have probably gotten more ticked off at us. I think. In his eyes, they saved the village. Anything we would probably do to try to discredit that would only earn more ire.
It is important to have tact. However, I do have my suspicion. Not of Galen, not of these elves. However, the battle did not seem so fraught. To scare off a dragon with just a lightning bolt.
Yeah,
Would you
I
not
noticed that
think
too.
that this is a performance?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We know that the Eldrath has been working with the cultists.
Purple skin using lightning to scare off a dragon.
I would say Wei and Poi, if you could roll me an intelligence check. Poi, you have advantage.
Ooh, okay.
I love my flat roll. Here we go. Okay.
Oh,
Your roll is fine.
Yeah. As let's see, how do I say this? So, Wei, you were in the study when Vajra was scrying rather on Pearl, and she described people to you that were surrounding Sunflare. One of the people that was depicted was a dark purplish-skinned Triton.
Oh, that's what they look like. Okay.
And Poi,
Yeah.
the description of a purple-skinned individual shooting lightning bolts does bring back a memory.
Memory.
One of the other individuals from the program.
Hmm.
A Triton named Chrysilla.
What else do I know about her?
That they are likely a sorcerer, probably pulling from their family lineage. Other than that, you only know that they were in the program as well. You did not have much interaction with them, but you do know that likely that might be the person if this is related to Sunflare.
Huh.
Can we say this at the same time? Like, Way's like, the Triton, and then Poi's like, Chrysilla.
Yeah.
And
It's
we're
up
like,
to
"Who's that?"
Poi what he wants to reveal. So
Could it be a Triton? He states.
Way will say it as, it must be the Triton.
Well, I do know he has some affiliation with a few blokes. Wonder what they're doing here, though.
And why would they have done what they did? Why did they put on this performance? Why did they save Altan?
For
For support.
My question is, why would a dragon agree to diminish itself? Or are green dragons prideful, or what? Like, what is the dragon getting out of this? Because now it's just looking like a total wuss.
Would Cam know anything about that? Dalen?
I think at this point, probably yes. I would say this is going to fall under intelligence nature. I'll say
Okay.
Cam you can roll with advantage.
Okay. I'm not trained in it, but I have a headband that helps. Not much. Dragon's a dragon.
You know that in general, dragons are considered to be viewed as very aggressive and prideful.
I don't know about greedy or anything like that, but in general, no offense, and he like gestures away. Dragons have been considered prideful, aggressive. But
Way takes on a prideful, aggressive stance.
oh god.
You've challenged my honor.
Come at me, bro. Cambro's just kind of like rubbing his temple a little bit, trying to think this one through. There's no reason a dragon would have just left unless they got what they came for. Or they were... They destroyed the other village. Did we see whether or not they had any survivors, any captives? Or did we just see what would have been... No,
This is
could have been the
what you
thumb-
remember
could have
is that this is the only village that has had any significant number of survivors.
So what's different about this place that would allow that? I think we need to ask around. If Galen will not tell us anything, let's see if we can find some elves who are not immediately working, and we can just quickly ask them what happened. Maybe they can tell us things that Galen won't. Otherwise, we can probably search and see if we can find any evidence of where they went outside of Althand, and see if there's a trail to follow. Those are the only two things I can think of. But with a flying dragon, there probably won't be that much of a trail. The cultists, however, might have.
I
It's
may help
possible.
with either option, but I can only do one.
Who's the best at finding the tracks here? Probably Bastion, and I would say Poi.
Drax? Yeah. Sure.
And that would leave, and maybe Orion could go with, while Wei and I might inquire around to people.
Okay.
Then we can reconvene and find out and compare notes.
I'm good with that.
All right.
All right.
If that is your plan,
I'm kind of winging it as it is right now, but seems if we divide the labor, it might get done quicker. We might have a pathway to go.
first I would like your help.
What can I do for you?
Help me ask the spirits for a spell I've had before. I will need one more than just you, Cam.
You know, I'll help you.
Then let us get down and find somewhere to sit.
All right.
All right.
As Poi and Bastion split off to go look for tracks and any markings that they might be able to look for, and Wei, Arai, and Cam go off to do a Kumbaya
A ritual
spirit
thingy.
circle.
Yay!
Oh boy, more of that.
All right, we'll go ahead and take a break here, and when we get back, we'll resolve those.
Woo,
Cool.
yay, a break, because I really need to use the restroom.
I need dinner.
Alright, so we will
Probably a good
BRB
idea.
everyone. Just sit tight and go stretch the leggies.
Mm-hmm.
We
Stick
will
the
be
leggy
right
way
back here.
out.
I'll toughen for now. Yeah, so gonna get to the BRB screen. I probably should have a different thing for it, but yeah, typing this in, and I'm so sorry if any ads played. I don't know if I turned that on or off, but normally I try and make it so that there's no ads during these D&D sessions except at the start of the break. So this is when I do the one big ad thing, and usually our breaks are way longer than 3 minutes, so you only just miss the beginning of it. So I hope y'all are fine with it. If you are subscribed, you'll still be able to see what's going on behind the scenes during our first 3 minutes or whatever. But if you are not subscribed, sit back with the ads and you'll then be hopped back in with our Discord chatting during the break. Meanwhile, I gotta fetch some dinner myself, and I'll be back maybe in 10-ish minutes. But yeah, I'll see y'all, and I'll undeafen the Discord group while this all happens, and yeah, hope to see y'all soon.
Hello. I am back. I'll just sit here and eat my popcorn. Popcorn. Popcorn is good.
Well, dragons be doing.
Dragon things.
How funny! How hilarious! Oh, they saved you. Did they saved you from the dragon? Did they? Did they?
Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
Oh my god! That. Yeah.
I'm like, I know he's hiding something. I know there's a bigger thing here, but he's locked me down. I can't.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
You all got so close. So
With
close to having
with
to
the
fight an
orcs?
orc horde.
Mm-hmm.
And then I threw a stick.
I will pull the curtain back just a little bit to let you know that there was in total 16 orcs,
Oof.
6 berserkers,
Okay.
and the war chief themselves.
Okay, and
That's a lot.
I mean, yeah, but like, rolling heads.
Sure. But whose?
Boy does like to roll them heads.
Remember, I rolled a head and it resulted
Oh,
in the
I haven't
campaign going
forgotten.
overtime for half an hour.
I have not forgotten.
I had to get up and stretch because my butt bone is hurting so bad. I'm sitting on it too long today. I've been writing all day. Oh. I might actually just move that appointment up if I can. Maybe it might be worth it.
Sooner the better.
Yeah. Because now that I'm thinking about it, like, you might be right. It could be a hairline fracture. Although it feels like it would hurt a lot more if it was a fracture, but still.
I mean, if it was small enough, I'm not 100% sure, but if it was small enough, it just may be reflecting as discomfort rather than a sharp pain.
Maybe.
I have returned. I have noms.
I remember fracturing a bone in my foot, and that pain was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I actually bent a bone in my foot too. That was a weird one.
Oh. No bueno.
No bueno.
I've returned from a workout. Okay, let's go.
Still good even after heated up. Yum.
I have
So,
white sugar popcorn. I am happy.
I have fries with melted cheese and bacon and a special sauce.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm trying a new recipe tomorrow. It is a 3-ingredient mac and cheese.
Ooh.
Okay.
and you wonder how that might be possible considering. But this is wild, and I just want to try this because it sounds incredible, rich, and delicious. But I don't think I'll be able to do it all the time. Apparently, you boil the pasta in a quart of half and half with a cup of water.
Okay,
Mhm.
sure.
And the
Okay.
starch from the pasta helps turn that into a bit of a sauce. And then you add in
Mhm.
the cheese that melts in, and that makes it, nice and gooey and mac and cheese like. And apparently, that's it.
It can be. I would say that sauce might probably be not that gooey,
Whoops.
because usually that you would use a roux for that, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm kind of like trying to figure out how this works, because
Mhm.
I saw this recipe and I saw what it looked like, and I'm like, that looks like mac and cheese, and it sounds like mac and cheese, like when he was stirring it. So maybe.
So what kind of
So
cheese?
I thought for a second, I was like, should I get sharp cheddar or mild cheddar? And I actually ended up going with marbled. So I have this
Okay.
marbled cheddar block. So it's a little mix of the white and the orange. So I think that might be
Okay.
soft
That's-
enough to
that's good.
really melt good. So
That's what I thought, because like
Yeah.
it's possible if the cheese that's being chosen is a softer cheese.
Yeah.
Not
That's what I was
like
worried.
soft cheese. Yeah, but
If I got like a sharp cheddar or an extra sharp cheddar, I don't know if it would melt.
or like
The
something
only way
like
it would melt-
Parmesan or
Yeah.
Mm.
Pecorino Romano.
The only way I think it
That's
would
my
melt
favorite.
the way I've been able to do it has been getting a grater that has a very
Mhm.
very very fine grate where
Yeah.
the strands of cheese would have less time needed to actually
Yeah.
melt and liquefy. That would be the only way that would work.
I think the other thing that's kind of weirding me out about this is that this I've made another version of stovetop, like homemade stovetop mac and cheese before, and I've used Alton Brown's method, because Alton Brown
Ah.
is my god when it comes to the kitchen. I worship that man. But he has a recipe that uses a can of evaporated milk
Mhm.
with eggs to make like a custard, basically.
Okay.
And then after cooking the pasta, draining it, coating it in butter, mixing in that custard with a massive amount of cheese, something
Mhm.
like 20 ounces or something. It's a ridiculous amount.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so I was just kind of like, that's a lot of cheese for that recipe, and that is fantastic. Like that, and it makes so much food. Like, because that's like a pound of mac and cheese or a macaroni that I put in. So that's like a meal for like the next 4 days, basically.
Mhm.
So it's a good, like, I need to make some food that's gonna last for a little while kind of meal. This one is using the quart of half and half and only 8 ounces of cheese, so 2 cups.
Interesting.
So I'm curious how this is going to taste compared to the other one, because the other one has more cheese to it, but it doesn't have as much fat as this one's going to have in the base, so with the half and half. So I'm curious. I will see how this turns out. It may be amazing. It may be terrible.
Keep us posted.
I will. I know you were
Yeah.
interested in weird recipes, and I do like trying things out. At least I try to get out of my comfort zone.
The
I
one
just like
odd
seeing the
recipe
weird
that
food
I
science. Go ahead.
the one odd recipe that I tried from like YouTube shorts, and I may have mentioned this before, was like an Alfredo.
Mm.
That's very, very easy to do. All you really do
Mhm.
is you take a nice big dollop of butter and you spread it on the bottom of a bowl so that it's like paper thin as much as you can. You boil up the pasta and you drain the pasta, but keep a little bit of the pasta water. You put the noodles in, let it melt the butter, toss it around. Then you add some of the pasta water, and then you fresh grate some Parmesan Romano cheese on it, and you mix it all
Mm.
together, and you essentially have pasta Alfredo. I've tried it before, and I've substituted with like a little bit of like room temperature whole milk instead of pasta water, and it works even better. It's even creamier at that point.
Nice.
But that's like a go-to for me because I have like pre-cooked chicken. I chop it up and I toss it in some hot sauce, and then I mix all of that with the pasta Alfredo, and I get a spicy chicken Alfredo pasta, which is really, really good.
That's a version of like the classic Alfredo, which is just in general supposed to butter. It's supposed to be a food that you eat when you're sick to your stomach, because it's gentle, because it's just butter and cheese and pasta. But yeah,
Well,
that's,
good
that's
things in
interesting.
life.
Yeah, I love butter and I love pasta and I love Parmesan cheese, so all of that goes in my mouth.
All right.
I did a kind of threw a thing together yesterday that I'm kind of proud of. It tasted all right. I caramelized some onions in
Mhm.
soy sauce with a little bit of sugar just to get that glaze on there. Mix that in with white rice, and then peas, carrots, corn, extra soy sauce, and just kind of made like a vegetable rice mix essentially.
Mhm.
And then I was looking through and I tried to find like what kind of like protein I had, and I'm out of eggs. I would have cooked up an egg and like dropped it on there. I thought that would have tasted really nice. But the only thing I have are these like really cheap smoked sausages that are, let's be honest, they're actually just large hot dogs. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. And I just cut up a hot dog.
Okay, yeah.
But I did pan fry it with a little bit of oil and some spices, just kind of add some extra flavor to it, and threw it all together today, and it was actually pretty okay.
That doesn't
I
sound
mean,
bad.
rice, vegetables, and hot dogs,
Yeah.
basically, and soy sauce.
Usually,
Or-
it actually begin with browning the meat and then
I
and then
know.
scooping it out and putting that off to the side, and then using that fat and oil mixture to fry the rice, basically.
Oh, God, I
But
wish
yeah.
I had the equipment to fry rice. I
Oh,
know how to do it. I just don't have the equipment to do it, and I don't think that my kitchen is set up to do it.
I
I
brute
don't
force
know if
mine.
I don't know if this stove has enough power to put out. I don't know. It would be a try. I would
Yeah.
have to, but I don't have a wok, so I
It
mean, I
just won't
guess
be
I could
as
do it.
even, you know. It's
I guess I could do it in the high-sided skillet, maybe.
yeah.
But the secret to the wok, of course, being that you have to get it really goddamn hot, and that is terrifying sometimes, especially in this tiny kitchen.
It can be.
That's fair.
So I did a steak once in my cast iron inside, and it was just, you could feel the heat just radiating off. And then I did smash burgers on my little electric griddle the other day and set off the goddamn smoke alarm.
Oopsie.
I love that. I do that all the time. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just annoying, and
Yeah,
just
that's
thinking like,
stupid.
oh man. I remember the last time I set off the fire alarm in an apartment was when I was searing like a gigantic side of ground chuck, or not ground chuck, but a whole chuck roast, and it was just like I was trying to sear it on all sides, and I was just getting so much damn smoke because I had so much marbling on it. There was so much fat, and I was just kind of like just smoking up the entire place. And I'm just like, man, if anybody calls the cops and roll up here, they're gonna think that we're just hotboxing this apartment. So, and then they're gonna come in here and they're gonna find all the paraphernalia, and we're not gonna be able to beat the charge.
Oh boy.
It all worked out.
Shitty ventilation systems and fire alarms way too close are the
Yes.
bane of my existence. My apartment has like one of the worst vent fans, so like anything sets that off. Like nothing's even close to being on fire. Just be like, ugh, a tiny bit of oil particles in the air. Oh no.
You look at it funny and it starts yelling.
I said
Honestly, it does.
smoke.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, you sense smoke from a skillet. Everything's fine. This is normal. Anyway, how's everybody feel?
Pretty
Um,
decent.
discontent with the state of reality in this forest.
Oh. In terms of our task, one of the reasons I was asking basically which camp you want me to be in because I could help with both. I think of equal measure. The choice of spells detect thoughts, so there you go.
Very nice.
Interesting. All right. Well, I guess Dirk, you back? You ready to go?
the heck?
I don't think it's ready to go.
No, doesn't sound like
Still muted.
Yeah.
Unless he's having trouble with his mic again.
Maybe. He'd probably type something then.
Am I?
There he is.
it.
But if it was the
Sorry
yeah,
about
there
that.
it is.
I was
If
just.
it was the other camp, it'd be enhance ability, wisdom, survival, and perception. Doodle doo doo.
I'm
Wait,
sure
the
we're fine this
utility
way.
caster, nobody cares.
Aw.
Okay, don't say that.
The only reason I was asking for Way to come with the Cambro to ask people is because apparently he's pissed off like the leader unintentionally. I don't know. I don't even know how that happened, but I did. So I'm kind of like needing somebody who is
Well, that was your
better
impression
right now at speaking.
That was your impression from your insight.
Yeah, but I didn't say anything like stupid, like, oh, did you kill half of your people? I mean,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well,
Something you said
just
didn't sit right. So there you go. Sometimes it happens.
I mean,
well,
trying to be good.
To think of it, like these are reclusive people, elves who've been in this forest. Also, depending on the flavor of elf, they can be pretty prideful and or xenophobic. So, having some caution in what is one suggesting benefits when talking with elves.
And
Way did
these
not
are
say
wood
this.
elves. These are
Yeah.
wood elves, so they are not as haughty as the high elves typically are.
Hmm.
There's a word I don't get to use very often.
Indeed.
Sauté.
But they probably don't really get to see that much in terms of other races, especially if the forest has been closed down for a bit.
Well, regardless, Cambro needs somebody also with a silver tongue to help.
Absolutely. All right, then. So let's move back over here, get some more music started up for everybody to enjoy the ambiance.
Yay, ambiance.
Ambience.
Music to investigate.
If you can enjoy the ambient.
I want the ambient.
The ambient.
Ambient will fuck you up, by the way.
Yeah, I will.
Yep.
He needs to take me to dinner first.
I had a friend who took
That's
Ambien
not how it happened.
for a few weeks in college because he was having some real problems sleeping. Like it was he pretty much didn't sleep for like 4 days straight. It was terrifying.
Yeah.
So they gave him Ambien to help him sleep, and he started sleepwalking.
Oh boy.
I didn't live with him, so I didn't have to deal with this. But I heard this from his roommate, and he apparently just like got up in the middle of the night, walked out to the living room, sat down, and turned on the Xbox, and just sat there holding the Xbox controller. I don't know if he doesn't say if he actually played anything, but he was holding the Xbox, and it just seemed like like he was there, but then he woke up in the middle of the night, sees him, and basically just tried to help move him back to his bedroom, and apparently he went back to bed. He was like, after he told him that, he was like, "Yeah, I don't like that."
Must keep grinding.
I was telling him, yeah, I was like, honestly, man, if you could do that and play some Minecraft, we could probably get a lot of work done actually in the in the downtime.
I could save so much time sleep gaming.
Sleep
Dude,
gaming.
That's a skill. Oh my god, that's a great skill.
Dude, I want that skill.
Now all the gamers are gonna start taking Ambien to make sure that they can get their KD up.
Oh.
All right.
Brody.
So let's see. We got
Back to the quest.
Way, Arai, and Cam
Bastion.
are gonna go
Oh.
set off. Yeah, Way, Arai, and Cam are going to do some ritual to see if they can get Way some extra magic. You said detect thoughts is what you're thinking?
Detect thoughts.
All right. Interesting choice. Probably a good one. And then Poi and Bastion are
Hi.
going to go look around at some tracks, trails to see if they can get any physical idea of what may have gone down here. All right, cool.
I would presume that Way's ritual also would very clearly indicate to him that there's no more problems, no growls or anything like that, like there was before.
I mean, you're clean.
We're clean.
That's an hour. Is that correct?
We can hope.
That is an hour, yes.
Okay. So we'll have Poi and Bastion. Let's have you guys. So going down onto like the ground floor to look around, try to get an idea of like what may have gone down just from the environment itself, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let's see what this
Give
war's
me
done.
either survival or investigation.
What's my bigger one? Survival
That's
and
obvious.
investigation at 3. I'll do it.
Survival
investigation.
or investigation? Oh, survival. Okay.
Yay!
We survive.
Good.
We do a survive.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Poi is still kind of distracted and by the idea that the Eldrath Veluthra came in and helped these people, and how could anybody even like think that with the Eldrath Veluthra? Like, doesn't everybody know what the Eldrath Veluthra does? While Bastion, a little more clear-minded and more in tune with nature, as you look about, and you can see some of the there's a lot of footprints that have been going through the area. Obviously, there's still a lot of people that live in this village. If you had to guess, probably maybe like 100, 150 maybe. It's a fairly large village, actually.
Okay.
But there is still some sign of the essentially an army that came through. You do see the same kind of heel prints that were shown previously with the for the foot soldiers. Among them, though, you do see some more normal boot prints, the kind of boot prints that you would see on everyday commoner kind of boots, that just have a little bit of a like that little bit of a heel to it, but nothing too pronounced as the elven boots. So it does seem to line up with the idea that there was a group that came in that was separate from the Eldrath Veluthra, and they did have some kind of a conflict before they were pushed away or dispatched. But
Okay.
you don't see any signs of any death. Like there's some blood, but it's not a lot, and you don't see any signs of like anybody, like there's no bodies that fell here or anything like that. So it definitely seems like they managed to scare off whoever came in.
All right. So I relay this to Poi. Does it seem like the army that came through was related to the Veluthra? So now I'm a bit confused about this. What do you think? What?
There's no way they could have. Sorry, thinking, but
What?
All I know is something. Well, there's no way the Eldrath Veluthra would help people who they see as beneath them.
But I
I-
think this is an army that is separate from them. Like, this doesn't seem like
Well,
two people the same.
to clarify,
Sorry.
this matches up with what you were told, that there was the group of humans that came in, as well as the Eldrath Veluthra, and you're seeing signs of both of those.
Oh, are you saying like they both were involved in the same attack?
They were
here?
they were both here, and they appeared to
In the
be
same
they
time.
appeared to have some kind of a conflict,
Got
but
it.
it was not a lethal one.
Okay. More of a kerfuffle.
At least not from what you see here.
Just-
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Hmm.
Is there anything else we can glean from this? Because I don't know. I'm trying to wrap my head around this, and I'm coming up blank. What about you, big guy?
I mean, just seems like besides the big scary dragon, obviously, two armies just kind of kerfuffling. I don't really see any malintent towards the citizens. I mean, I am not an
let's
expert.
take this back to.
Yeah.
Would I know anything about maybe like certain factions in particular the Eldrath Veluthra were in conflict with, or would I of humans in particular?
Well, yeah, you would know that the Eldrath Veluthra specifically was founded as a way to expel humans from Faerun.
All right.
So
Well,
they
were-
hate humans.
Ooh.
Well, Poi says that, and then he's like, Well, if the Eldrath Veluthra got enemies here, the enemy of my enemies, my chum. I want to look into these humans.
Well, that also, boy, I think you would understand that that would beg the question. If there is no sign of a lethal struggle here, why? Because the Eldrath Veluthra do not spare humans.
Ooh.
mean,
Was this performative as well?
now you got me confused. It seems like, why would there be a non-lethal battle when the last town got absolutely wrecked? If you're gonna come in with a battle like that and you're saying that the Veluthra, however you say it, like just absolutely like will
They
never
would not
spare.
a single soul. This would be a graveyard if they actually engaged in combat.
So you're saying every combat that they would partake in is pretty much just a bloodbath?
Well,
Or at
they
least
got their sights
intent.
set on you. Either join them or annihilation.
Yeah, this is really not adding up. I'm on board with you. Wasn't thinking too much about it until you said that. Wow.
Yeah, well, you don't do much of that anyways. So, I think we better take this to the rest.
Oh, that's all I can do. Yeah, that's all I got. Yep.
All right. As you go to meet up with the others, I would say catching up with them just as they finish their ritual, with Wei getting his Detect Thoughts spell now.
Perfect timing.
What did you find out? Bastion?
Don't answer
Why?
at once.
Yeah, right?
Sorry, I'm taking my notes. Why me?
sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Mentally taking notes. So we saw some footprints of a human army that is not part of the Veluthra here too, and it seems like there's two different, like that Veluthra army and this other army. Like it didn't seem like there was any like death, but I mean, well, you were saying the Veluthra don't spare
Veluthra
people.
would never spare an adversary, especially not ones as lowly as a human.
Yeah. So this isn't adding up.
Galen
Would
had
there
said
be?
that the Eldrath Veluthra dispatched them cleanly, efficiently. Now, he may not have been at the battle there and have heard this from somewhere else. This might be something that we can ask to see if people have seen what the Eldrath Veluthra did.
Question.
Okay.
Did you see any tracks leading out away from Altan?
Poi explains that there was, well, I think Bastion saw most of it, but there were signs of struggle with some blood, but nothing like substantial.
Yeah, like
Did you happen to see if they left the village, in what direction?
I don't recall this. Would I have been able to tell this?
It was a mix of like directions, considering how the battle, quote unquote, unfolded. So eventually, people scattered. Where they reconvened is hard to say.
Yeah, now that is confusing me more. You would want to have at least some sort of game plan and not just scatter if you're an army. So, yeah, there was no decisive direction. They left it just all over the place.
Well, it was a long shot to see if we could find anything to help give us a direction. Maybe interrogating the locals might bear more fruit.
Interrogation.
Oof, rough interrogation.
With a lowercase I, you know.
Yeah.
A very
Not all
small,
caps.
a very small Comic Sans font interrogation. Well, you know,
Oh yeah, it's Comic Sans. That way you know it's fun. It's a fun
it's
thing.
it's a fun interrogation. It's really, I mean,
Yeah, just asking if you can
before
try.
we
let's play 20 questions. It's a game.
So there's a lot of people around you. There's probably, as I stated before, probably anywhere between 100 and 150 people here. So there's a lot. But that being said, not everybody is out and about working. Some people are obviously tending to the kind of the more dreary side of the attack. Like the bodies need to be taken care of and removed. But you do see carpenters, masons, some people cooking food, also some kids running around, you notice. You do note that this is entirely a wood elf colony. Or not colony, excuse me, a wood elf village. There does not appear to be any other species here.
Interesting.
The
I wanna
Eldrath
say-
are high elves. Like, yeah, that's
No high
Oh.
elves in this village, just wood elves.
no. I mean, the Eldrath Veluthra are
Elder
high.
Veluthra.
Are they
largely the Eldrath Veluthra are high elves. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so
But apparently they're contracting out to Tritons.
well, in a
If
way.
you say that out loud,
No,
Yeah, don't say that out loud, please.
I didn't use my deep voice for that. We're good.
You gotta do this with Poi's gonna approach one of the kids. He's gonna say, "Are they playing ball?"
most of them are just kind of playing with like little dolls and little like carved horses, animals and stuff. There's a young girl elf that has like short curly red hair as she sees you approaching. Whoa.
G'day there, lass.
You're all covered in
see him?
fur.
Very observant, aren't you? Poi's going to put his fingers out. Hey, you want to see a spell?
You could do magic?
Oh, it's easy. I mean, can you do magic?
Little bit. As she holds out her hands and concentrates, and little sparks erupt from between her fingers.
Ooh. I mean, that's fine. It's fine. Here, let me show you something. Poi's gonna take out Aoku, and he's gonna be like, "See this?"
So you summon a sword in front of a child?
Yes.
Oh
Watch
my
this trick.
word.
I summon sword.
I got an elf in half. It's my favorite trick.
No, he's just gonna like show it. He's gonna like show it to her.
Let him cook. Let him cook. All right. Yeah, as you pop out your sword, and she takes a step back and then looks at it like, whoa. As all the other elf kids are starting to gather around and look at it, kind of point out like, wow, it looks like a fish.
And you know what fish this is?
No?
It's a sailfish. They're good eating too.
Oh.
Step back a bit. Step back a bit. Wait. Poi's gonna step back, make sure the kids are in his area,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to say, "Hacha!" And then he's going to cast Green Flame Blade to just make it glow.
All right. Give me a performance check.
I'm scared.
Screw up on a cantrip.
If you roll
Or I was
a
just
1, you
watching
set them
it.
on fire.
Yeah, that's what I was.
With natural one, I kill the children.
Yeah.
Master Poi, what are we gonna do?
As you summon flame around your sword and give it a little bit of a flourish and kind of like, you don't try to do anything too elaborate, but you do want to give it like a little bit of a show, you know?
Yeah.
And the kids do look like kind of impressed, and they go, whoa, and then they realize it's just fire around a sword, and it's just kind of like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. I can't do that.
Hey, I can actually can put.
Oh no.
I can teach you a few little tricks. Like just
Oh dear.
Poi, if you'd like to learn.
This is all part of the interrogation.
Don't tell your mom though.
You know, out of context, this is a really weird conversation.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
it
just gonna
is.
say that right now.
I'm scared.
Yep.
Wei is already gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wei has
Uh,
left.
Yeah. Way's like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
be part of this.
Orion's just timing him right now to see how long this is gonna last.
Well, Bastion's letting him cook for this last part.
Yeah.
Just one last look.
As the girl reaches out for your sword to touch the handle.
All right. Wait, can she even hold it because it's like associated with Poi or?
It is still a weapon. That being said, people can wield it if you allow it. Otherwise,
Right.
you could just summon it back to your own hand.
Poi's actually not going to allow it because it's a little big for her. It's a little big for you.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Hey, Say, you got a knack for magic, you know? How do I? And Poi's like thinking, how do I get information out of this? They teach spells in elf school?
Well, we don't have a school. I mean, we did learn from Uellen, but the dragon ate him.
Oh, yeah, shame. Well, Actually, what? Why did a dragon come over here?
She kind of shrugs and picks up her doll and just starts dusting it off. I don't know. It just came in and started spitting. I don't know. Lots of green, cloudy stuff.
I heard there was. Poy's going to. I heard you were saved by some kind, kind people.
Oh, yeah, there was some elves that showed up in some armor, and they just started pushing back all of the mean people in the black robes with those scary masks, and then
The mean people?
yeah, they were really mean. My mom was trying to carry me and my brother away, and we just heard a lot of screaming. It was really scary.
That's a little worrisome. Could you tell me more about these mean people? Because I think I might have a bone to pick with them.
Well, they had scary masks. They wore black robes. They came after the dragon showed up. That's about all I remember.
Where did they come from?
As she points to the tree line around the village.
You sure?
No particular direction. They seeming to indicate that they came from all directions.
Oh, great. Her memory's probably Poy's like thinking. Well, I guess this is all I can get from her for now. Fine, I'll fulfill my promise. Poi Poi hands her a knife.
Hands her a what?
What?
Because like he told her he promised he'd teach her.
So you're handing her a what?
A knife. Could you green flame blade a knife?
What's this?
Ryan's going, no!
Bastion's already been gone by this point when the boring questions came up, so he's not here to react. He would have loved to be here for this.
Uncle Poi
Alright,
giving a
hold on.
knife to the kids.
Are you
We
actually
gotta
doing this?
arm them quick. We gotta arm them early. Damn it!
Hold on. Araya's watching Poi and watching all this unfold. So
Yeah, are you actually doing
Alright,
this?
hold on to this.
And I will quickly walk up and take that knife. Nope.
Hey,
No.
mate, I made a. Okay, fine.
No. You're
Am I
not giving a little one a dangerous weapon.
Well, I was just gonna teach her how to use green flame blade. It's pretty simple.
He'll look down to the child and be, I'm sorry, dear, but this is not for you. But you do have a knack talent for magic. Work on that and it'll be better than any weapon you can just whimsically hold. And he'll just look at Poi.
Poi just has a goo out. What are you huh? What?
Hang on, for some reason my audio just went weird. Anyway, continue.
Poi's just like, huh? What?
You heard me. They have magic they can learn. They don't need a knife. Now, put this away. And he'll slowly hand it back.
Sorry, kid. Uncle Arise being a bit of a stick in the mud. But hey, if you want to learn some powerful magic, you know who to call. And then Poi cast minor illusion to do some funny illusions.
Yes. The minor illusion makes static visual illusions or audio illusions.
Ta-ta! It's gonna be like a cool to be like a cool sound effect, like a boom.
You missed your opportunity to make a raspberry come from behind a rye.
Too late.
Okay.
Too late now.
Oh, well, giving a knife to a child didn't work well.
But as the child looks up to Arai,
Oh my word.
you're a cat.
He'll look up at them and just put up the cutest face he can make and go, meow. Right, I am. I'm a magical cat.
You can do magic too? Watch. As she holds her hands up and does the sparks between her fingers again.
And he'll just have like big bright eyes going, oh wow, that is so good. That's a lot better than I can do. I can't even do that.
As she smiles back at you and hugs her doll close to her.
That thing against the dragon was really scary, but you were protected very well.
Yeah. The guy on the dragon was yelling at a lot of people to attack, but it was just I didn't see a lot of it.
Guy on the dragon?
Yeah, it's the
Guy on the dragon?
Oh,
Boy,
I
like
didn't.
riding it.
I didn't know someone could ride a dragon. Did you get a good look?
No. Mom grabbed me and my brother and we had to run. It was scary.
Oh. Wow, that does sound scary. It's a good thing the other elves protected you, didn't they?
Yeah, they came in, they had shiny clothes and big swords and started attacking and pushing people back. It was cool.
Do you know what happened to them afterwards?
As she shakes her head and just kind of points out to the tree line. They went and pushed them away, but that was it.
Ah, well, it's a good thing you're still around then.
As she reaches up to try to pet you, but she can't quite reach.
Oh, he'll politely get himself low enough for her to pet him on the head.
As she pets you.
And he'll give a light purr. All right, little one. It's time for you to go back to play. Me and Uncle Poi here are gonna get back
Bye.
to work. You have fun.
Bye. As she,
And he'll just
runs
growl
back
at
and goes-
Poi. He'll just growl at Poi. What were you thinking about giving her a knife?
Hey, we got some good deets though, didn't we?
I swear one of these days I'm gonna have to take all your knives away from you.
As
Do it.
as you guys are talking, a woman walking up to you with long blonde hair, wearing an apron that has a lot of flour all over it. She said, "Excuse me, could I ask why are you speaking to the children?"
Oh, hello, miss. We were just wanting to follow up with a few interesting happenings that were, well, happening in this place. We want to make sure that the children were okay, but if you wouldn't mind, we'd like to also ask someone whose memory might be a little more, whose understanding of the situation might be a little more, let's say.
I would prefer if you would not ask the children about this matter. It was a very traumatic experience, and I'm sure that many of them don't want to relive it. I'm happy to answer any questions, but could we move over here towards,
yeah,
my
sure.
station? Yeah, thank you.
Happily, yes, ma'am.
As she moves over to an outdoor oven setup, and she is moving a couple of loaves of bread into an oven. As she turns back to look at you, holding the long oh shit! I forget what these things were called, but basically just like a long. It looks like a giant oar. It's the
paddle.
Yeah, the giant paddles to move the loaves in. I should know this. My dad is a baker. I should know this, but I'm blanking. I don't know why, but we're going
It's
for
okay.
it. As she moves the loaves in and sets it back down and starts to prep another loaf to be moved in and switched out when the others are ready. As she looks up to you while she's kneading the dough, so you said you wanted to ask a few questions about the attack?
Poi is going to turn to Arai. Be my guess.
You're not giving her a knife.
I mean, she could actually use one.
Why would I need a knife?
Yeah, why would she need a knife?
I don't know, but anyway, yes.
I don't know. I apologize. Ma'am, I
Where-
apologize. He's been a little loopy lately. He ate some weird mushrooms, so please kind of ignore him. He's a little. Poi does the little swirly on his head.
Roll
Bite's
but-
holding back to smack him.
Sorry, this one's a little.
So
But,
yes,
Poi, roll deception.
Is it bad that I'm having Schadenfreude that it's not me that Poi, that it's not Cambro? That
fun to
Poi
watch
is
other people deal with
absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it bad that I'm just
you little
giggling
asshole.
at this?
She looks at Arai and just kind of gives you a worried expression. Oh, you really shouldn't just eat the mushrooms that are found in this. Some of them are very, very poisonous. Actually, you could get very, very sick or worse even.
No, that's what I told him. I think it was the catnip.
Anyway, we are asking around for more information about the attack, such as has anyone noticed anything about the dragon or anyone involving with the dragon or the people in the cloaks?
I want to know more about the cloaked people. That's interesting to me.
Yes, the people in the cloaks that came in with the dragon, they were wearing these black robes. They had these masks that very frightening looking actually. When the dragon first swooped in and hit the ground first with its poison breath, and several of villagers actually died from the assault. It was very unfortunate. But then the humans that were with it just came in and started to just attack anybody they could find. It was terrifying. Then there was the group of elves in armor that showed up. Thank goodness that they were here. I don't know how we would have survived had they not shown up.
Did you see any of the... This might be a weird question, but did you see anyone kick the bucket, so to speak? I mean, if...
Well, I mean, I saw several
Other
of my
than-
neighbors.
any of the humans, or I mean, any of the people in the robes.
I don't know. I was really focused on protecting the children and
Yeah. I apologize. That is understandable.
I don't recall if any. I didn't like look for the. I wouldn't have wanted to watch it. I don't think it's.
Understandable.
I was just
yeah.
concerned on getting to
Let me
safety.
phrase this better. Were there any casualties among this militia on either side?
Oh, that I don't know. You might have to speak to Galen about that. I think that Keyhorn over there, the Mason, may have helped push people back, but I don't know if he said if anybody had. I really don't know. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
May I ask you a question real quick, ma'am?
Hmm?
You stated after the breath, the people in cloak just came in and attacked whoever was just around. Do you feel like this could have been an execution order?
Why would anybody call that down? What
I'm
could
just-
we have done?
I don't know. But considering the fact that that's what happened, that's what it feels like.
We're just a village of carpenters and foresters. I don't. What could we have possibly have done to warrant such an attack?
Unfortunately, we do not know yet, but we do plan on stopping it no matter the cause.
Well, while the notion is appreciated, I would say that it has been dealt with. Thankfully, for the group that came in here, the elfin army.
Thank you, madam. I apologize for taking up your time. I will speak to this, what was his name?
Eeyore?
Bjorn, yes.
Keyhorn, the mason over there, the one with the long black hair.
There's something curious going on. Something curious indeed. I advise you stay safe. Be careful. And watch out for... And Poir's gonna say, watch out for that girl, the little girl, the little elf girl. She has some wicked magic skills, by the way.
As she looks over you and towards the children, and her eyes go wide for a second. So, Math, you're not supposed to shoot those sparks at other kids. As she starts running over there.
Good job, Poi. Oh man.
Everybody else, as you see this unfolding, what are you doing?
Cambro is looking around, seeing if there's anybody who seems to be wounded or suffering from any kind of malady.
Give me a perception or investigation check.
Okay. Perception check. 15.
You see a few injuries, but from what you can see, it looks like everybody has been cared for that was able to be cared for. There's probably a few more people who are still recovering from the attack, however long ago this was, but it was several. It does seem to be at least a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Might I do something?
What are you thinking?
Thank you. Firstly, how many people are out, approximately? Just like on the street. And is this like a street that we can walk down like 1 or 2 minutes?
Like town square kind of idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say out and about, probably about like maybe 50 people.
50 people.
A couple of people are still working, doing carpentry and mason work, but a lot of people are just kind of going through their daily tasks.
How many people are around the places that have had damage or are doing a task related to the attack?
I mean, at least a dozen or two in a couple of locations working on in tandem. Curious where you're going with this.
Wei is going to be focusing more in these areas, and he would just like to do a sweep with detect thoughts on to pinpoint anybody who is thinking about the attack more prominently in their minds.
Give me an investigation check.
Where's investigation? There it is. Thank you. My sub 10 rolls, I think, all game.
You get a lot from the people that you're passing by, but not many of them are really thinking about like the attack in that way. Most of them are focusing on how to recover, how to repair, how to help, how to get back to normal. Really, most of the people that you see here appear to be moving on as best they can. Granted, there's probably some people up in the, in the boughs that you can't reach. But other than that, from all the people that are down here working, that's not on their minds.
There's no guards, really. Was it kind of just like a militia that tried to fight
Yeah,
back?
more or less a militia.
Okay.
Like Galen was probably the most military / authority figure that you could probably spot in this place at this point.
Yeah, and he was also Way was gonna save at least one cast of this for if he sees Galen coming towards them or any opportunity to reinterrogate him. But if there's no information necessarily from this sweep, he'll report back that most people are just thinking about moving on, and it's going to be a difficult task to find the people who are
now.
What's up?
I would say that the way that Detect Thoughts works is that it gives you the surface thoughts for free.
Yeah.
So if you talk to somebody about the attack, you might be able to get more from them. But as far as if anybody is just casually thinking about the attack, no.
Oh sure, yeah, and that was the point of that sweep, is just
Yeah,
to see
yeah,
if there's someone who was thinking about it. But he will tell everyone that most people are trying to move on, and we will have to dig deeper to find whoever was involved in the attack. And Galen obviously is one that we must revisit if we can't find anyone else.
Somebody else is going to have to revisit him. He's not too happy with me. In the meantime, if I might do something, I would like to see if I can find somebody who is not working at the moment, who's just like taking a quick break of some sort.
Sure. As you look about, you see a young lady with a tight black ponytail as she's sitting at on a crate, just drinking from a water skin. Looks like she's taking a break from working on some masonry, some stones and various tools are around her. So it looks like she is just taking a quick break.
Canberra will go over to her and bow slightly. Excuse me, ma'am. Might I have a moment of your time?
I mean, I'm just catching my breath. You got until I finish this water skin, I guess.
It's appreciated. We're investigating what had happened here a while ago with the dragon and the people that accompanied him or her. Don't know. What can you tell us about that night? About when the dragon arrived, what they did? We heard that a armed force of elves had driven it off. Was there anything you saw about it?
Well, I mean, I saw the dragon come in. I was up in the bows, actually, so it went for the ground first. I saw that. Then I saw all of the humans in the robes start running in. So I figured it was probably best for me to stay up at the bows, And then I watched I saw those other elves show up, that elven army. I guess they were just in the area. That's a good little bit of happenstance for us. I mean, probably would have been destroyed without them.
Have you ever seen them before?
Somebody said that they were some kind of like group or something. I don't know anything about it, so not my business. I don't care.
Did you happen to see in what direction they repelled the attackers? Which way they went?
I mean, they were fighting a lot of them, so I don't know. I can't say that. I don't think they were pushing them in any one direction, really. I think they were just trying to get them out. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying that much attention. I was trying to not die, so.
No, I completely understand.
She takes another drink from her water skin.
We heard that your priest, your leader, had fallen, and you have my sympathies for that. I also understand that Galen, was it, that his wife had perished to the creature? Did you see that at all?
Unfortunately, yeah, I did. That was unfortunate. She was on the ground level when the dragon attacked. I
see.
I only hope that it was a quick. As she kind of pauses. Actually, I don't want to think about it.
I understand. Did you see where Galen was?
I think he was up in the bows trying to. I think he was just in his office in his house. He came rushing out quick, though. He had his sword in hand. He was ready to get in there.
Did he actually mix it up with them at all? Did they?
He did actually get into the fight. I don't. He ran into it. He ran into the fight. That's for sure. I saw him go off with the elven army to try and kind of push people back. I don't know if he knew about his wife at that point or not, but he was fighting tooth and nail. I know that. He came back a little bit, like a few minutes later, after everything had settled down. Looked like he had seen a ghost, and I think that's when he learned about his wife.
I see. Well, I've kept you long enough. Thank you for the information.
Nope, no problem. As she finishes off her water skin. About time to get back to work anyway.
Cambro nods. Comes back and relays what he's learned. That, especially about Galen, apparently running in, coming back after hearing about his wife. Don't know if that's relevant or not, but that just seems to be more than what he told us.
The way she said it, that he went out there, and then a few minutes passed, came back after the fighting had died down, and then that's when he learned about his wife. Just clarifying that timeline.
So he went out, fought, came back. When we were looking at Galen, did he look roughed up? Did he look like he was in a fight? Like, did he have any?
He looked
bruises or
disheveled.
Scars or anything?
He definitely didn't look like he was cut up or anything like that. He looked a little disheveled, maybe a little, I don't know, slobbish maybe, like he hasn't shaved or trimmed or cleaned himself up very well.
Probably depressed about his wife. That would.
He looked like he had a lot of like weight on his shoulders, I think would be the best way to describe it.
After he comes back, he just, says, it's more information that Galen's involved somewhere in here.
I would say,
but I don't know exactly how. Yeah,
I
we're
would
all
say as
together.
you all reconvene and share your information, what you've learned so
We
far.
cast, share, show and tell.
So we don't have to
Mass
go over everything.
exposition.
That's hard of me to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's somebody riding the dragon. Somebody riding the dragon just scared away by one lightning bolt. Galen rushing in to attack and then coming back. If the dragon ate the priest, why wouldn't he have also taken Galen?
Hmm.
We might have to ask him to find out.
Well, he's obviously
I'm-
distraught about his wife.
Hmm.
We have one more person to ask. However, if that does not bear fruit, allow me to make an appointment to speak with Galen myself.
All right.
Cambro also looks up and looks over at Arai. There is another possibility. I
Yeah,
think
but I
you know
do-
where I'm going with this.
I do, but I do worry if we're gonna get caught or not, and I don't know how elves deal with that kind of magic. I mean, we can give it a shot.
When
Just gotta figure out where they are.
did Bastion and Boy report any fallen bodies at all where they were looking
Did
around?
not find any.
Nothing. Like
Okay.
the little bit of blood I think was said, but not like, enough for like actual death.
The one we talked to stated she didn't get a chance to see anything because she was just running for her life.
Right. Okay. Well, I suppose it comes down to Wei and meeting with Galen directly then.
There is one more person to ask.
Who?
It was your information.
The
Mason.
The Mason, yeah. Well, we can give it a shot.
Let's
Want to join me
go.
on this one, Cam?
Sure.
We
Uh,
walk over.
As you approach the long, black-haired man who's working with some stones, cutting them and shaping them to better replace some of the missing pieces of foundation. As he looks up as he hears you approaching and gives you a nod as he goes back to his work.
Hello there.
Oh, hello. Can I
Hello, sir.
help you?
We were wondering if you might be able to spare a couple of minutes for us. I know you're busy. We won't take much of your time.
I mean, if you don't mind if I work while I talk.
That'd
None
be
at all.
fine. That'd be fine. We're looking at the attack that happened. However, I don't know how long ago it was, but the dragon attack. We understand that there were some humans in some black robes, a force of elves that drove them back. There was a man riding the dragon. Is all of this accurate so far?
As he stops carving at the stone and looks up and squints his eyes a bit. Guy on the dragon.
Yeah,
Like,
we
you know
were told
what?
by.
There was somebody yelling at the people in the black robes, but I didn't see where they were from. I guess if they were on the dragon, that makes sense.
So somebody from the dragon, somebody who was atop the dragon, was yelling at the individuals in the black robes.
I mean, I don't know where they were, but yeah, I heard somebody calling out orders.
Hmm.
A lot of it is in Draconic. I don't speak Draconic though, so I don't know what they were saying.
Okay, that was my next question.
Well, a shame, because otherwise I would have asked you if you kind of recall like how it sounded. I could probably interpret it.
I don't think I could do that. No.
It's all right. It wasn't gonna work anyway. But yeah, we were also told that there was a scuffle between the Black Cloaks and the elves in armor. Do you recall if any bodies of the Black Cloaks have fallen?
I remember when the people in the cloaks came in, and I had taken up my a spear and a shield to defend. I don't know. I didn't get anybody. I know I didn't kill anybody. When the elves in the army came in, I don't know. I took a step back to help protect some of the other people in the village. Like, I was more concerned with their safety than the rest of it, honestly. I don't remember seeing any bodies though. I assume that everybody cleaned them up.
So you were on the front lines then.
For a minute, until that army showed up and I backed off. They were way more well equipped than I was. I mean, I had a spear and a shield, and these people showed up in armor with swords, and I mean, there's hell. They had one person who was apparently throwing around lightning. That was incredible.
Had you seen them before?
Before? No, I don't think so. I think I saw an emblem on one of their capes or something. If I had to guess, I think it looked like a skull. But not a great look, honestly. But they help, so.
Would I know what that symbol would be?
Well, you and Poi, I think, have seen that emblem before. I know. I think Poi definitely has. The emblem for the Eldrath Veluthra is a human skull with a sword through it.
Oh. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I would know that, but like...
Yeah.
I see. Would you happen
Did
to
you
know...
happen? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to ask, would you happen to know, like, where they would clear out the bodies? Like, where would they put them?
As he quirks an eyebrow. Why are you asking?
Sorry, I get better information when I see an aftermath. It helps me find clues in a way.
I'm going to say that does not require a deception check, because that is true. And it's not a half-truth either.
Yes.
But I am going to ask for a persuasion check.
Darn, okay. Persuasion. Crap.
He kind of looks you over as... I mean, you don't really smell or look like a necromancer normally, but you're not, you don't dress openly. You don't dress like in a way that says, "Hey, I'm a fun guy. Come and see me." As he just kind of just perks his head a bit and it's like, I don't know, actually, no. I'm a mason, so I'm sure that if they will need headstones, they will call me. But until the meantime, I'm going to be working on the foundations. So
Fair enough.
When the elven army engaged the humans, and they drove them away. Did you see whether or not they actually fell? They actually killed any of the humans? Or did they just seem to drive them
Well,
back?
like I said, I didn't see any dead bodies. I stayed
Okay.
back, so I didn't see anything like that. Again, trying to protect the village, the people.
Right.
Um,
Did you see what direction that they had pushed them in after you fell back?
I've answered this question 4 times.
I'm sure we're trying to find the one person who knows. Damn it!
Well, guess what? He doesn't. So
Okay, well, fine.
Cam, I think that headband's not working this time. Well, we appreciate your
that's-
time, sir.
it's totally okay, Tazel. I totally understand.
I'm immensely frustrated at this point here because we're trying to find the magic person who knows
You're not-
everything in this damn thing.
I know, but you're not asking all the questions, I think. So, but that's your purview. So
Look, my character has a smart headband. I don't. I'm sorry.
you have friends.
Do they have smart headbands? 'Cause I don't.
I will tell you this. You know just about everything that the villagers know at this point.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you for skipping the cutscene. We appreciate that.
They were not robbed. There was nothing of value that was taken. This was strictly they were attacked. The Eldrath Veluthra pushed them away, and that was the resolution, as far as they know.
But we don't know where they went.
Or where they came
They don't, because they're villagers. They were here.
I think we're
protecting themselves.
Okay, Way, you're up.
I think we're
Well,
I think we're done.
all right.
Spinning the wheels a little bit. Sorry.
It's okay.
Has Galen left his house, or is he still there?
No, he's still up there. You guys are only in the middle of the day, I think, at this point. So,
It's been a few hours, all right.
yeah, it's been a few hours.
You just fly up there and take care of him.
Exactly. Way would like to fly up there, and he will want to knock on the door and request a private audience.
As
right.
the door opens and you see Galen looking out at you. Oh, yes, you were one of
Granted.
the group.
Indeed. However, I have business outside of this group, and I must speak with you.
Very well, make it quick as he opens the door for you and steps in.
Well, I didn't expect him to open the door immediately. I thought he was gonna like yell through a thing, so I wanted to cast detect thoughts before he opened the door. Is that possible?
If you wanted to have it cast before you knocked, I'd say that's something you could do. Sure.
All right, let's do that.
Okay.
So as he steps into the parlor, Way, the sitting room, Way would like to reintroduce himself to. I'm not going to go through all the motions of all the dialogues, but he would like to reintroduce himself as Master Way, but more so that he is actually an emissary of the court, and that he is here for both the prince and the king, who have inscripted him in secret as someone who might be able to get more information about the dragons as a dragonborn himself.
Give me a deception check. As you say that, and immediately with your detect thoughts, you get the thoughts that go across his mind. That is, oh no, if Melandrock's looking into this, that's a problem.
He, let me think here. I want to think of how to word this. From his own introduction, he talks about how he knows what it's like to lead people through crises. And he would like to ask Galen a little bit more about himself and how he got into this position after the death of Yoelin.
All right, 1 second.
Right. Give me a persuasion check. I think you'll be fine.
We shall see.
Well, I was up here during the attack when it started. I heard the sound of the dragon coming in, and I immediately started to move out to see what it was. I didn't realize it was a dragon at the time until I got out the door here. That was when I saw the cloud of gas that had been blown upon all of our people down below. It was terrifying. There were calls of action to gather people together. I started moving towards the to the platforms to lower myself down, and I saw Yellen. It was terrifying when that beast just came down, and he tried so hard to be brave, but swallowed him whole. So I continued down, and I tried to rally the men as best as I could. We're not warriors, you understand. We have a militia. We have people who are prepared to defend if we need to. But this was so different. But then those elves showed up, and the tide turned. It was good fortune. I joined them in the fray. I tried to get out there and fight with them, and then I got a few good hits in, I'd say. I don't know if I actually did any real damage. As he points to his scimitar, it's a bit old. It's probably not as sharp as it could be, but yes, I tried very hard and did my best. And when the call for the retreat was made by those people in the robes, they ran off, and I rejoined the village to see how much damage it caused. That was when I saw my poor wife.
My condolences.
Thank you.
However, we must remain at the matter at hand.
Hmm.
You mentioned that they were the Eldrath Valuthra.
Yes.
How did you identify them?
I recognize the emblem on their capes, actually. I've seen that before.
Oh. Where so?
Oh, I grew up actually in Daggerford. I've seen those emblems on the ships sometimes as they pass by. As you, with your detect thoughts, hear him say, "Why is he asking about this? What did I say that made him think any? What am I? Okay, how do I get? What do I do here?"
It is of not much importance. It is only part of the investigation that I must... We have had encounters with the Eldrath Veluthra. It is only a mere question from the royal family what their involvement is. Now, we have spoken to some of the villagers. They had said that someone was speaking Draconic. During the attack. Did you know anything about that?
I heard some people calling out orders. I assumed. I don't know what language it was in. I guess it could have been Draconic, I suppose.
Is that corroborated by his thoughts?
The thoughts are basically, no, don't ask about this. Stay away from this.
Hmm. Think if there's anything else.
Ask which direction they went.
I'm getting to that.
Maybe
That's like something I want to get to the end. There is much more intrigue to be had than just where they went.
This is
How
the
they
fifth
went.
one. Maybe this works.
It's the first one that was messed
Maybe
up.
somebody will just give us the answer.
But we pray.
We've hit all of the question mark people. Come on.
Why did you believe this village was attacked? King Myuuldrid was very perturbed.
I don't know, honestly. I can't imagine that we are of that much importance. Our positioning in the forest is not advantageous. We're not near the borders. Really, we don't have any resources around here that are really that valuable. I mean, we mostly, work with the lumber and that's about it, really. I can't really say why we would be attacked, honestly.
Okay, nothing pops out from that one.
Only the thoughts that are going. The only thoughts that are going across his mind right now is how do I end this conversation and get him out of here.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. For one last question, you must continue this investigation, and I must file my report with the king.
How
When?
soon do you think you will be able to file that report?
After the investigation, I suppose.
So
There's no telling.
end of the day or tomorrow or
What if I were to say end of the day?
I think if that is something you're able to do, certainly give it a try. It can be difficult to get messages out of here if you're using like hawks or carrier pigeons or anything like that.
I'm sure you know full well that the royals have their ways.
Of course. Yes. Well, I'm certain that King Melondrock will be most pleased to hear that we were able to fend off of the attackers and that the Eldrath Veluthra were able to assist us in this matter and did not cause any political issues. I know that that is a concern, of course, for the royal family.
Of course. That will be included in my report. However, I am curious about these attackers. While my retinue investigates, I may file my report. Do you know which direction they might have fled?
Oh, I know we chased them out to the south. I didn't see where they all went from there. I understand that people moved from, pushed them out from all directions. I don't know where they were going, though. I believe that the dragon, however, that one came in definitely from the northwest.
The dragon
As
came in
you,
from the northwest. The humans fled to the south. Where did the Eldrath come from?
I'm not certain, actually. I don't know where they were located. I just know that they arrived just in time. Quite serendipitous, I would say. As you get the sense that he is now regretting speaking with you.
Indeed. Once again, thank you for your time.
Of course. Do tell the king that we are doing our best out here. If he is able to offer any assistance, it would be greatly appreciated, of course, but we are quite self-sufficient out here.
That I see. Your people are strong, and so are you for surviving this dragon attack.
Make an insight check.
Don't fail me now! Okay.
Nice.
He looks a little pensive after that when you say surviving. Not all of us, but I'm glad that I am able to assist now.
Wei gives a bow and says, I shall take my leave.
As he shows you the door, closes it behind you, and you can hear loud and clear coming from his mind. Fuck. I think that's where we're going to go ahead and end session for the night.
Ooh, he's got a potty mouth.
Potty brain.
I was gonna say potty thought.
brain. Not the potty brain.
The
Not the potty brain.
Sorry, I did not mean to antagonize you all during that investigation.
No, you're fine.
I really was trying to emphasize that it was like, you guys have the information. Let's move forward.
No.
Where'd they
You're
go?
What direction? Tell me.
But what way did they go?
But how?
Not an invalid question. Just
Swear
It doesn't help when they all answer.
It's okay, we got our intrigue, we got our directions.
And I gave a child a knife.
No, you didn't.
I love how
You attempted to give a child a knife.
I love how Tagrog was legitimate. This was like the most baffled I think Tagrog has been the entire campaign.
players always find a way to
You were
make the DM
like,
pause.
sometimes you're like, are you sure you want to do that? But like it's just like passing surprises, like, oh, I guess I can do something stupid. What? You were like, what? What?
Because
So
you
visible.
are a stranger who is not an elf, who is talking to their children, wielding a sword that is coated in fire, and apparently handing them a knife. That's me trying to parse how people are going to react to that, mostly. Because keep in mind,
Honestly?
I play all the NPCs.
Yeah.
I have to guess how they react to you guys.
I just loved how
I'm so
genuinely visceral that reaction was. Like, just
You
the
gave
most
her- you gave her
genuine
what?
concern. Like, excuse me?
It's
you
why I
sure?
had to. It's why I had to double check to make sure he was actually doing that, because I know in the past we say stuff like that, and then we're like, oh, no, we're joking. Had to be double sure.
Oh, he did.
In all honesty, you do such a good job. If I was in your shoes, I don't think I'd be able to react to some of the things that this party has done.
I know it takes a lot of quick
Yeah.
thinking, honestly.
It takes a lot of just like improv of just the most ridiculous kind.
Yeah,
Like, what?
I take it for granted how on your feet you are.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I will make sure to let Ethan know that you guys are keeping me on my toes in his absence.
good. Hope he comes back soon.
Because that's usually Ethan's job, is making sure that I am constantly looking over my shoulder, trying to figure out. I still love that time when he asked me if I knew what the magic wand that he was trying to get does. Like, and I'm like, I'm
forgot
the
about that.
one that made it. Like, but my brain stopped because it was such a bizarre question to ask the DM. Because it was like,
I forgot about
you,
that. Yeah.
you didn't try to learn what it is. You don't even know what it does. And he was like, well, do you know what it does? And I'm like,
Yes.
Hey,
You haven't even cast augury yet, or like divination. That's your ask the DM a question.
it's like, yeah, of course I know.
I don't know. I don't believe you. What if you're lying?
You sound convincing.
Look, I know
Insight on the
most
DM.
everything. Most of everything that happens in this world, but not everything.
You could have just said. You could have just edited it as most of everything.
Look, that's a tall order. That
Lie.
I'm currently playing in an M&M Mutants and Masterminds game as the storyteller. They call it a storyteller or game master, I think.
Okay.
But I'm playing with somebody who is so goddamn smart, and they are so much smarter than me.
Oh.
And it's so. I had this moment of realizing, am I like this to people? Because constantly like having to redirect and recorrect people, because it's like I'm trying to explain like, oh, this is comic book stuff, so it's like a lot of like comic book logic, and like obviously if there are basically they're trying to find a serial killer, and this serial killer has taken drugs from a hospital to use in his killings, and this person works in the hospital as an IT person, specifically in security. And immediately they're like, oh, that wouldn't be possible. They would be able to do, like, you'd have to go through all these different little steps. As soon as anybody would know that they'd do inventory. And I'm literally like, okay, yes, in the real world, this would not work. But that makes for a really bad story. So we're going to suspend disbelief for a second and accept that this guy somehow got the drugs out of the hospital. That is not the important part. And I think there was a thing about like how this corporation has like a huge bunker or something deep underneath the ground, and pointing out that this is like basically taking place in what would be like St. Louis, essentially. So it's on the Mississippi River. And she grew up in Louisiana. So she knows that you
Water
can't
table.
do that.
All right. Okay.
And I'm just sitting there like, God damn it, come on. I don't know these things. I don't live in those kind of areas. I grew up in Ohio. It's 800 feet above sea level.
That's
Grew up in potato.
It's like, I live in Kentucky now, which is in the foothills of the Appalachians. So there's like little 1,000-foot mountains in the area over here. So like, yeah, we can totally dig 200 feet down and not reach anything.
Peter.
But good times, everybody. Good fun.
Oh yeah.
You very clever methods of avoiding the orcs, and
Like turning invisible is a very clever method.
Dear God, you
if
scared.
it works, right?
I was scared this was gonna be the episode that I had to be a diplomat? Like, this is gonna be the Bastion
No,
diplomat
well,
episode.
You're fine.
Like,
You're fine.
I was prepping myself mentally for that the whole time before this. Like, how do I explain this whole campaign to a bunch of random orcs who would probably not care?
Okay, so long story.
So, dragon people bad. They tried to hurt elf people. They might hurt everybody. We do not want to hurt. We want to stop dragon people. Dragon people bad. We're here in peace.
Dragon people.
Not that one.
We're
You're just like
roasting.
turns to. I'm like, sorry, not that kind. Whoops.
Disappears.
No,
I was talking to Hazel
I'm
about
sorry.
this, about how like there were so many ways that this could have gone down. It all depended on how you guys were going to handle it, and I had a map prepared for if you immediately got into trouble. And like I said, it was 16 orcs, 6 berserkers, and the war chief.
Oh,
It
gee.
would have been a slog.
Yeah.
You like that?
Oh,
It's fine.
yeah,
Which is
that's
why
so much
I'm
fun.
Out of it, but
Which is why I wanted to avoid confrontation as much as possible.
It'll be fine. It'll be fun.
Thankfully, we did.
I get to show you more spells.
I get to bunk. Slash.
we didn't get quite as far as I would have liked to today, but that's okay. People were having fun, I hope.
I loved. I loved. I still loved the poi in a ride. Like,
It's we needed more.
Right to the
Sorry
rescue
for
to prevent a
dragging
child
things
from
on
having a
with my
knife.
questions, but we got
No,
to
you're
the end.
fine.
Mm.
That's on me for not emphasizing that earlier.
That's fine.
But
emphasizing what?
that you guys had pretty much gotten all the information that you were going to get from the villagers.
Wait,
Yeah.
what information did we get?
Really?
I did.
Watch the VOD.
I'm gonna be posting.
That's
Watch
actually
it.
that's how tired I am. I was actually about to go into the list.
Oh no.
Actually.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's
don't go on the
ahead and,
list. Yeah, let's end this.
end this
Yeah.
for the evening, I think. All right.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Y'all have
Thank
a
you for the
wonderful
game,
night.
Dana.
Thanks for the good
Yes,
time.
thank you for the game, Dana. Thank you for everyone. You all have a great evening. See you all in
Take care.
therapy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Good way to end things. Well, that concludes tonight's session, and yeah, a lot of asking. Let's just say that definitely one of the ones that kind of was a bit trickier for me to follow along with as a barbarian. So, but we did get a lot more, ideas of how we got conflict in these elven forests. So, very informative. Words are very hard. I am not the one that is the diplomat, as you can see. But I should look for somebody to raid. I like looking for people to raid after these streams. But yeah, I did not think about this beforehand, but I do have the raid message, folks, so this one was a pretty obvious one. What direction did they come from? Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Oh man. The common theme. Oof. So, let's see who we can raid. Oh my god, there's so many people. Help. Well, I think we're gonna raid into a fellow small streamer. They are playing Kingdom Hearts Remastered. I don't think they're... I'm muting the audio right now just so it doesn't accidentally play. Yes, they are doing Le Kingdom Hearts. If you have not seen them before, this is the Polar Pop. They are... Yeah, I think they're relatively new with streaming, but yeah. kind of a miscellaneous variety streamer, I'd say. Mainly, I guess. It's hard to think, but yeah, I'd say variety. Hard, but here we go. Raid the underscore polar pop. Yeah, they're sweetie. I like them. Nice person. Anyway, that concludes tonight's stream, and as always, I really appreciate y'all coming. Thank you so much for entertaining me in whatever way that was, and thank you for letting me entertain you. Until next time, have a wonderful night, everyone. Take care, folks.